Podcast. We've got a pretty big news item that we have to talk about, unfortunately. But before we get into any of the serious stuff, Greg, you finally beat Wargroove, right?
I did.
Tell us about your Wargroove.
Finally. It's fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It gives you that Advance Wars feeling. I found out they had free DLC. That's really cool, too. Those developers are really cool.
I didn't play any of that DLC yet. I assume you haven't either.
I haven't, no. I just played the base game.
So how do you like that final level?
It's pretty good. I'm not sure what else they could have... Like, usually those type of games that's either overwhelming difficulty or something like that. Trying to move my kid. I like the little warning they give you ahead of time.
Wait, they have a warning?
Yeah, sure. When somebody says that they hear the music in their head, that's a warning. What else would it be?
Oh, right. That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Are you talking about the epilogue?
No, the epilogue was fine. It was the mission before that was rough. Back when I played it.
Yeah. So they want you to spam your abilities left and right. Speaking of which, who has the best ability in that game, you think?
Oh man, it's been too long. Jeez, I can't even fucking remember who does what anymore. I know the main character just has, like, an area attack.
The main character has an area heal.
Oh, an area heal, right. It's the crazy zombie chick, and she hits everything in range. Those are the only two I remember. Well, the black guy, he summons, like, a crystal, and it does something? It's been a while.
Yeah, it protects everyone in the area. It's pretty good. This extra defense is never bad.
I thought Ari was inviting us because he didn't have the DLC, so why are you sending an invite?
Oh, doesn't matter who invites who.
I sent you an invite already, Nathan.
Oh, right, I have my notifications off. Hold on. Let me go and... There we go. Okay, yeah. Join Ari's group. Alright, we're getting this started. And I assume Greg has to download stuff.
Yeah, I forgot to do it. Unless my PS5 character can just join. Can you... I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works either. I mean, you can always try.
My PS5 version works.
Yeah, we should platinum this game sometime. Again, PS5 version. I think I'd probably try to make playthrough with Mose.
Mosey.
Yeah, whatever her name is. But yeah, that last level, if I remember correctly, if any of your heroes die, you lose the entire level, right?
Yep.
And those are your only units the entire level.
Yep. Well, no, you can summon skeletons over and over. And you can pay for some summons with the Woodlands girl.
Oh, right.
Are you guys ready, or do you need to manage inventory at all?
I need to manage inventory. Apparently I had a full inventory of shit to claim from my loot box. Oh, where did all my guns go? Oh, that's not good at all. Oh. I still have them. They're just not equipped. Well, that's even worse. None of my gear's equipped. Oh, it's been too long since I played this and nothing makes sense anymore. Item of the day. So, what would you give Wargroove, rating-wise?
Ew. Probably an 8.5.
I thought it was a pretty good game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Very glad I bought it.
Eventually,
Is it a 9? I
I
think it might be a little too hard. It's a little too frustrating for 9, I feel. But boy, it's got a lot of extra content in there.
I assume you play it on, like, normal mode, right?
Yeah, until I said fuck it to one of those Caesar dog missions and then went one step down.
Okay.
Because normal mode is hard. Or no, what do they default you? They default you on hard, I think.
Well, hard mode was normal mode at when I started playing.
I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Oh, did they not change that?
Yeah, it's like one difficulty up of what it probably should be.
Yeah. I mean, I had to do it all on the normal difficulty for the guide. Not that anyone pressured me to do it, but you know. In my fucking brain, people aren't gonna want to take the opinion of a guide author who can't beat the game on
Yeah.
the default difficulty, so
Yeah, but
tortured myself with
fantastic
that.
game. Like if anyone out there ever misses Advance Wars, or is a fan of Advance Wars / Fire Emblem, I mean, you owe it to yourself to pick this game up. Plus, it can't be that expensive. What, $15 or so?
Yeah, it's not too bad anymore.
Oh, it's on the Switch.
Yeah, but why would anyone play it on the Switch? Oh, you do way more damage. Okay. Alrighty, this shouldn't be too bad. Fortunately, I still have all my guns and shit. I just need to equip them. What shield was I using as my default? Oh, none of these shields look particularly good.
I like how much East 9 has callbacks to previous entries.
I mean, East 8 had a few callbacks, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it had a whole character that was from the previous game. Well, not the previous game. Celceta was East 4, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
She was still there, though.
Do we want Mayhem on, guys?
Yeah, I think we need to at least go Mayhem 1. What item slot is this? Well, that's a grenade. Oh, is that a class mod? Okay. I'm remembering how this works. Yeah, Mayhem 1 should be fine. Acid, fire, shock, normal damage. Okay. Alright, that should be just about ready. Whenever Rebecca's ready. Rebecca, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, you're actually ready? Shit, I was the one holding everything up.
Yeah.
Well, I played a few new games. I finished
A few.
a few. I finished Super
Dang.
Neptunia RPG, which is a game I've had in my library for a long time, but I just
As you know, I, Sir Hammerlock,
never got around to
am an
playing.
adventurer, and they say that the ultimate
Um,
adventure is love, and adventures are best
Wow, why
enjoyed
is he so
together,
loud?
Which is to say,
What Alistair's trying to spit
Think I
out
need to
is
turn
that
this
we are
volume down a
getting
bit.
married, and we want you at our wedding party.
Wainwright and I have found the perfect venue. Small village, quite charming.
Oh, we're doing the
It's a frozen
Cthulhu one?
wasteland.
That's the charm.
Yeah, this
We
is the
can
one
hunt
I
ravenous beasts across the tundra.
I couldn't start from the beginning because it said I already had
Cozy
progress,
up to
but
a
all I had
crackling
was just
fire
the
with a
mission.
nice whiskey.
Well, that is why we are staying at this
Maybe that's what they were talking
charming
about. Is this the mission
so we can
start?
sample the hospitality of the locals.
Well, I saw a few of them sprouting tentacles.
Yeah, for some
as long
reason
as
it
they
gives
keep
you
malting
that
our whiskey,
when you don't even have the DLC yet. I remember I had it before and I couldn't start it
Anyway,
because
please do us the honor of joining us for a weekend
was
How much
in my
did
list,
the-
but I
love
couldn't.
and
How much did this DLC all cost?
What more could the heart
It was
desire?
like $15, I think.
No, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it was originally 50. So
I mean, we all wanted that pretty steel book, so we got that. We got the first season pass included. There's a new season pass, by the way.
yeah, it's cheaper though.
Oh, you get that one included too, or do they make
No.
you buy it?
You have to buy it. I'm not sure how much I give a shit.
Hammerlock, Wainwright, I've landed outside town.
Okay, that was
Okay.
super loud for some reason.
No,
Borderlands 3.
guess I'm taking the scenic route to the party.
Pop this in and see if it'll let me join you guys or not.
Oh, now Greg wants to play. But I ran through Super Neptunia RPG. It's a neat little RPG, but like with all Neptunia games, I start out reading the text and listening to the characters talk, and then they say the same joke for like the 50th time, and I'm at the end of, at the halfway point of the game, I'm just skipping everything because I can't be
Could care
bothered
less.
to listen to them anymore. Like, I like the humor in it. I like how they, just fucking openly fucking mention the fourth wall, but it's they never say anything of substance. It's supposed to be amusing and whatnot, and it is, to be fair, but it's just there's too much of it. So it's just it's too much. And that was more of the same with Super Neptunia RPG. It's also a really, 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 really simple RPG. It has two main gameplay elements. Each character is assigned to a button, and when you press that button, that character performs whatever action they have assigned to them, so you don't have like a drop-down menu for all your characters. But you can rotate your characters by pressing the shoulder buttons, and that changes their position, and hence what button you press, and hence what skill they'll use. And despite this being the only two aspects of the game that have any impact whatsoever, I never really bothered rotating my characters. If you just assign them to use certain skills, you never need to. In fact, your characters become so overpowered that you don't really even need to heal in that game. You can give yourself an ability auto regen and you'll be fine. So, yeah, it's not what you would call a hardcore RPG. If you want a deep experience, this is not the game for you. And it invariably involves just matching the same button over and over and over and over again, because it's a Neptunia game, so there is some grinding involved. Although, not as much as you'd think. They actually have a room in that game that has this, like, a dozen metal doggoos in it, which are their version of metal slimes, and hey, you can just farm them. You do 2 or 3 runs to that place, and you'll hit level 100, and you'll be good to go. So, it's a cute little RPG with a decent enough gameplay loop. I guess aside from all the stuff I've already said, is you primarily gain skills by wearing equipment that has the skill attached to it. And then, you know, once you have it equipped in enough battles and earn enough equipment points, you'll permanently learn that skill and you can assign it to your character. That's pretty much it for the gameplay, though. That is Super Neptunia RPG in a nutshell. It's fine, but I wouldn't pay more than $10 for it. And then there are the other 19 games I platinumed. Sony has a summer sale going on, and that includes some cheap games, as I'm sure we've all noticed. And Greg, don't get mad that I decided to hoard a little more vigorously. It's okay.
How dare you? You're
still way ahead. Nothing is fundamentally changing on this front. But I guess I can talk about these games as I go through them, and geez, we can give recommendations or not. I don't know. I think Greg played some games I didn't, so we can compare and contrast.
I basically went to your list and was like, okay, what did he do? Oh, well, all these double plats, I better do those. Yeah, so you definitely inspired me.
I'm sure I did. I took some games off of your list, but I can't. We'll get to them. And Ari got me to play one game. Actually, you and Ari have a game that you both platinumed before I even bought it, so a little bit of inspiration there. First game, not named Super Neptunia RPG, that I platinumed was called More Dark. It's an okay little puzzle game where you've got to like guide a little devil to the exit of each level, and there's not too many obstacles. You have to push boxes, jump on the heads of convicts, and then for some reason, just in the middle of the game that you have to play for the platinum, which is I don't know who published this. It smells like a Rattle-like-a game, but it might not be. You don't have to play a vast majority of the game to get the platinum, so hence the awkward phrasing there. But at some point, your normal gameplay experience will be interrupted, so you can do like a breaker type game where you have to move a platform and bounce the bodies of convicts into flies, while some demon chick gropes the side of the screen. I still don't understand a lot of this, but it was a thing. It's not the worst platinum I've ever obtained. It's not the worst of this list by any means either, so it's an okay little game if you can get it for a few bucks. It'll take you 15-20 minutes to get a platinum, and you won't want to kill yourself while you're doing it, so it's always a plus when we're talking about these games. It's by no means guaranteed. So I will recommend More Dark. It was fine.
That one I didn't play, so can't say nothing.
Wow, why did I forget this already? Oh, okay, I'm remembering now. The Skylia Prophecy. It is a terrible Castlevania ripoff.
That one I should play.
You should play. Yeah, the gameplay is just really bad. You get one forward attack with your sword shovel thing? I don't know what the fuck it is. It's not a normal sword. It, like, wraps around the main character's arm, but it's sharp and pointy, so it's kind of a sword. And then you will get to fight all the most inspired video game enemies of yore, including spiders and bats and birds and yeah. You get some spells that vary from useless to why is this even a thing. Your main way of dealing with weaker enemies is by, I guess, using a block. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a block move or a spell or whatever it is, but it roots your character in place, creates a barrier in front of you, but it damages small enemies and will kill them when they come in contact with it. So, yeah. It doesn't really have much in the way of platforming. It's got one annoying-ass skull boss that took me a few tries to beat. So, at some point you will want to have a potion that brings you back from the dead when you die. Because there are no continues or grinding or anything. You kill enemies, they're gone. If you die, you go to the last save point and try again. So I would not recommend this game for anyone who's not named Greg, but Greg, he likes this shit, so let Greg play it, I guess. But yeah, it was pretty tedious. Not a fan of that one. Then I platinumed Donuts and Justice twice. It's a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up game where you take the role of two cops. I guess there's co-op in it, but
I did do this one.
Who the fuck is gonna play with friends on it? I don't know.
I would. I mean, if you and I were here, would we not play that?
I mean, maybe. But that's the point. People who are likely to buy and play this game don't have friends. We just need to be honest with ourselves.
A big oofs.
It's actually not that bad of a game. Just, don't expect anything from it, except, well...
No, it's not much to it.
It's serviceable enough. It'll keep you amused for about 15-20 minutes. The one thing I really didn't like about this game was the way you fired. I think you pressed X to fire in one direction and circle to fire in the other direction, or square or something like that.
X left, circle right.
Okay.
Square grenades.
So you could only fire at enemies behind you, which aren't that uncommon, by pressing a button that years of gamerdom haven't really trained me to press in the case of emergency. So I found that kind of annoying. Otherwise, its main fault is just that it's super simplistic. You have your main weapon, which you don't get to choose. You can pick up power-ups that'll momentarily give you a different weapon, but man, that fucking shotgun sucks.
Yeah, it does. I was about to ask you that.
That was a downgrade every time.
It's a quote-unquote power-up, but yeah, it's a clear downgrade.
Because it fires slower, and then it fires 3 projectiles at once, but your main problem is rarely having, like, a squad of enemies enveloping you. You typically just want the thing directly in front of you to die as quickly as possible. And if you have to fight a boss with that piece of shit, it just makes it more difficult, so...
I've tried to join you guys twice. It keeps saying my network's timing out, which is bullshit.
Oh. Maybe Ari needs to send an invite.
You want to try it, Ari?
Yeah, let me get somewhere where I'm not gonna get killed.
Yeah, we're kind of fighting bugs right now. But overall, I'd recommend that one, because you get 2 platinums for the price of 1 game, and it wasn't that expensive.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
You can beat it on the easiest difficulty. The normal difficulty is actually a good challenge.
Is it? Well, I never played that.
Did you get that, Greg?
Yep, I'm trying.
I did actually die once because I wasn't paying attention and I ran into a subway train. Which apparently can happen.
You do not have the necessary add-ons installed.
Oh, maybe you just don't have the Season Pass installed. Which one are we playing right now, Ari?
Guns something, and I can't remember the name of it. It starts with guns.
Guns, Love, and Tentacles.
Yeah, that should only be a few gigabytes, so maybe it'll let you through when you have that.
Yep, I'm downloading it.
But yeah, if you're a trophy whore, I recommend that one. If you're a sane, responsible person, I don't. Next one was Rift Raccoon, which is a platformer. Yes, I'm surprised too. You must have done that one a while ago.
Yeah, I did that one back when I think Warhawk did it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, does he hoard games too?
Not a lot, but he posts on our Platalog list sometimes. It's just an open list where you post your plats.
He's pretty competitive with me as far as how many plats he has. I mean, he's about the same as me. So 60s and 70s probably. I'm up to 77, I think, or 78.
Yeah,
78.
but you started this year at 30.
Yeah.
Someone's been fucking whoring. The whole... Oh, go on.
You see where we're supposed to go to turn these things on?
Well, we have to kill some nests or something, but...
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe we just didn't shoot at something enough.
I really don't understand.
Kill nests.
Maybe they're these pulsating things?
But
Well,
your goal
3.
in the game is, well, you're a raccoon, and for some reason you can teleport, and you just need to get...
For some reason, these scientists put the teleporting thing on you.
Yeah.
You're being experimented on.
I guess so. But you seem friendly with them, so...
I guess.
Well, you're a raccoon.
Well, raccoons are
teleport.
notoriously friendly.
You probably like that.
Oh, they're above us. I think.
Yeah, how do we get up
Says
there?
they're above us, but I'm not sure how to get up there.
Is
Is there
there
a ladder around here?
or door?
Oh,
or,
maybe we gotta get up on this stuff.
or a platforming. Or a lift. Anything game. So yeah, then you just have to teleport through a couple of levels. There's some time stuff involved. It's not hard though. Even for someone who hates and sucks at platformers like myself. I was able to get through it without too much trouble. Not sure I really recommend it, considering how little it offers. Is that something?
I mean, it was fine. The some of the jumps are a little frustrating. If you ever teleport like even a little bit into the ground, you will die. Well, not die, but you'll be sent back to the checkpoint.
I played it on easy mode, so I could take 2 hits before dying. Okay,
Yeah.
we had to shoot pipes to pour caustic gas on these nests, I guess. There are a lot of checkpoints though, and all the levels are short as shit, so you're not gonna have to spend too much time fucking around. One of the things this game does that I really dislike is, and it's really the only source of challenge in the game, is it has a lot of blind jumps where you just have to jump in the general direction where you think the objective is, and there's one later level where you have to do this with like a moving platform. Yeah, just no. Not cool, not okay. At least allow me to be able to look up so I can see where the fuck I'm going and hit this moving platform, damn it. So
Keep falling out.
It's got its moments, but you don't have to play the whole thing to get the platinum either.
no. Then we had Sakura Succubus 2, the second in this 4-game series, 3 of which
How
are
you
on
know it's a
PSN.
4-game series?
Because it's on Steam.
Ah.
Only the first 3 are on PSN right now. And I mean, this one was just more of the same. I just auto-scrolled through the whole fucking thing. Thank you for the quick platinum. Ari, what did you think of this game? I'm sure you read its deep and involving narrative.
No, I didn't fucking read it.
Well, I tried reading the first one, and I just couldn't.
I did too. It's just like...
I was annoyed that I couldn't just skip through the whole thing and pick the first option and get the plot.
Right, yeah, you had to make some choices this time. You had to tell that one chick that your mother's food was better.
As good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Eye
look at
color
this.
choices.
Getting some sort of gameplay going on here. I mean, the problem with these games, well, I shouldn't say the problem because I'm sure there's plenty, but the entire narrative is designed to get you to the next sex scene, and all the sex scenes are gone in the PlayStation version, so the narrative doesn't make sense even when you're trying to pay attention to it. It's a story in service of a goal that is no longer there. So, but they are quick and easy platinums, so there's that. And that is our purpose in life. Then I platinumed Grass Cutter, which is a game I bought a while ago, but I only just now decided to play. You take control of a lawnmower, or another animal who could plausibly be expected to eat grass, and some others besides. One of which includes bunnies, Rebecca.
You're eating bunnies? Or...
No, you are controlling a bunny as it eats grass. And, once you start a level, you are always in forward motion mode, and you just gotta steer your little lawnmower, alive or mechanical.
Yeah, you never stop.
Throughout the entire level, and you have a little battery meter, which serves as your timer. Yes, even if you are a bunny, or a cow, or an elephant, or a pig. Or a goat. You have an energy meter. I guess these are battery-powered animals.
They gotta go to bed.
I guess so.
Tired, honestly.
So, and the whole point of every level is you've got to eat all the squares of grass before you run out of energy. Running out of energy usually isn't the limiting factor. It's a factor, but there's usually plenty enough energy to get through each level if you don't fuck around too much. They eventually start adding obstacles like, wow, why did I forget what those things were called? Sprinklers, water your grass automatically, whatever those fucking things are called. Random pits of mud, water, sand. I think they're supposed to be like brambles. There's all kinds of stuff. Some of them insta-kill you, like running into water. Turns out lawnmowers don't do well when they're fully submerged. Mud functionally kills you. You get stuck in it until all your energy is gone, and then if you're lucky, the stage will let you continue outside with like 15% of your energy. So, not good. It's virtually an insta-kill. The brambles just deal damage to your battery, and the sand just slows you down. So, a lot of obstacles, and then about midway through the game, they add monsters, which all of them run around in predetermined loops, so once you realize that they're not going to deviate or actually chase you, you can just mark their location and follow behind them and mow all the grass while they run around. There is one level later on where you have like a boss encounter, and this boss is just a giant monster that summons spikes that will kill you if you touch them. You also get a variety of weapons to deal with these monsters. The monsters will respawn if killed, and you can get shit like lasers or force fields or bombs to deal with them. This becomes a fairly involved little game about mowing the lawn. There's also some machines you have to deal with, like drones. but those have the courtesy to stay dead. So, just mow all the grass while avoiding the obstacles, get some power-ups to help you deal with it. Not a bad little game. I was able to get 2 platinums. The Vita version was on sale for $1 a while ago, along with a bunch of other Sometimes You games. And the Vita version, of course, had some performance issues, which made it kind of annoying. And the lawnmowers themselves are kind of really finicky with their controls. I don't know if you thought that, Greg, but those things are really fucking sensitive.
Yeah, you gotta be on top of things.
You know, it's not a game you can play when you're about to go to sleep. So, but it's a...
Actually,
it's
only
easy enough
played the Vita version.
Oh, well, the PlayStation 4 version is better. And an easy platinum. So, if you want to mow some lawn and get a platinum out of it, more than I get for mowing my own fucking lawn. Speaking of which, my lawnmower is broken. Fucking sucks. Which is fine, because it's too goddamn hot to go out there and mow anyways. At least now I have an excuse to not fucking do it.
I've got that grass cutter game, I just haven't done it yet.
It's not too bad. Breeder Homegrown. Platinum that on the Vita. This is another Sometimes You game that I got for $1. I'm almost certain it's made by the same developers who made, like, Just Ignore Them. It's another one of those, like, spooky horror games with really primitive 8-bit graphics.
Quote-unquote horror.
Quote-unquote horror. Yeah, you are an old man who's escaped from a mental institution, and you are going through your house and touching shit to remember your childhood. And
it sounds so weird when you say it like that, but I mean that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
Touching
and then
shit.
Well, yeah, you fucking examine objects throughout your old house, which I don't know how they're still intact after all this time, because when you go back to the past, you were a fucking kid, and when you are doing the old man sequences, you are, of course, an old man, so it has to have been like 60 years.
Like 60 plus years, yeah.
So how that shit is all still fine and exactly where you left it, and whatever, I don't know. The game has to tell you its plot. Although I guess it didn't need to tell you like this, but whatever. This is what they did. Does anyone care if I spoil the story?
No.
There's a cave, a pit, in your family's shed. And when you're playing as a kid, most of the dialogue is your stepmother calling your father a pussy. And
she really lays into him.
Yeah, she is not kind. She actually uses harsher language than I've used. I mean...
That's how you know it's real?
Yeah. It's legit uncomfortable. Although she does take some swipes at the kid, too, for no good reason. Like at some...
Stepmother.
Well, that's fair. Reason enough. Like at some point she calls your father a liar just like your son? I'm just like, what did I do?
Apparently you lied.
You know what you did.
Motherfucker. You didn't tell the truth.
Anyways, there's a problem your stepmom wants your father to deal with, but he won't. And that problem is there's some malignant force inside this shed pit, which apparently already claimed your mother? They don't really talk about how any of this went down. Your stepfather ends up your dad ends up killing your stepmother because she burns down the shed, and you're able to rescue the entity in the pit, which is like your character thinks it's his friend. and he gets some like eggs, and then when he's an old man, he goes back there and goes back into the pit, and he meets his old friend who apparently has been reborn, and it's a giant fucking snail.
Aww. How cute.
That's it. That's the game. I guess it's okay.
What any of this means, who knows?
That's the thing. Like, it has they've obviously read spooky stories before. They know like the flow of these things, but they don't understand that it's not like the story's not actually complete unless you like tie it into some greater human emotion or make it relatable in some way.
In any way whatsoever.
But there's no
relatability whatsoever here.
They fail to do that, and they're just like, and it was a giant snail. Was it a bad snail? What's the snail doing? Because I don't recall the snail doing anything.
Malevolent?
It just kind of talks.
Does it help you?
By proxy.
Is it like a fill-in for your mother? Does your mother have something to do with it?
Well, your mother's gone, and apparently the snail makes things infatuated with it. I don't recall them ever saying what happens to your mother. I could be wrong. I wasn't diligently reading everything.
Maybe she got infatuated with it?
Well, she definitely did. It's just what happened after she did and left your family for the snail, I don't know. So apparently the snail's greatest problem is just being too damn sexy. So,
I mean, we can all relate.
Maybe it ate her.
Maybe it did, but I don't recall them saying that. It doesn't eat anybody else. In fact, the snail is a victim of human violence, as far as I remember. So
it didn't go out looking for people.
It didn't. It stayed in its fucking pit, which it was way too small to get out anyway. So stay away from its fucking pit. Put some boards over it. You're fine. So yeah, it's a thing. I paid $1 for it. I don't feel cheated at that price, but
I don't feel like I got my money.
I don't feel fulfilled either. I didn't.
What's this game called again?
Breeder Homegrown.
Breeder Homegrown.
Whoa.
Were they breeding the snail?
Well, I mean, it laid eggs. Your mother disappeared. The snail laid eggs. I don't know. Maybe I was being snide, but maybe the actual story is this snail is just too damn sexy. Maybe your mom is a bit of a size queen.
Well,
that's the story.
Old Dad wasn't doing it.
Well, clearly he's a fucking beta. He got cucked by a snail. Jesus. Then I platinumed Planet Rix 13. I already talked about this. Don't need to talk about it again. I played it on the Vita. It plays pretty much just as fine on the Vita. So, if you have a Vita and you've got a mind to horror, I think I paid $1 for this back in the day. So, huzzah!
It's an okay game.
It's fine.
It's one of those final student art project type games.
It didn't do anything offensive, but it didn't really have a narrative either. You're just trying to escape a planet, and for some reason there's a tentacle monster, but again, this tentacle monster doesn't really seem all that evil. Like, yeah, sure, it'll kill you in the swamp,
until you try to escape out of sequence.
Well, yes. But then, like, you walk right up to the fucking mass of the thing, and you're just like, hey buddy, what's up? And it's like, so... Like, you can put a bomb on it to blow it up for a trophy, which, I mean, of course you're gonna do, but you don't have to kill it. So, whatever, it's fine. It's a fine little adventure escape the planet game.
Yeah, that one I played, I just used a guide and...
Yeah, it's fine. Just watch Bad Driver's Guide. Hey, we should get him on the show.
I mean, otherwise you're just, otherwise you're just doing trial and error until you figure out the order of things.
Oh,
it's not like that's any form of satisfying gameplay.
We will get to trial and error real soon. But first, Funny Truck. This is a game I pulled off of Greg's list. Greg, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It was a buck.
It was a terrible game.
It was a terrible dollar.
It was. It was by far the worst of the $1 games. I can't wait to do
a review for it.
You are on a truck, and are you? Sorry, you're not on. You are the truck, and there are people.
Well, you're in the truck.
Maybe you're the driver. I don't know. We've already given this game more story than it gave itself. There are people on your truck bed. Where they came from, who knows? But you get points for knocking them out of your truck. How do you knock them out of your truck? You do truck things and drive. And I guess you could make the argument that doing like flips or running into objects or driving up ramps do it, but they just seem to fall out and then respawn.
No, you can literally drive in a circle and that does it.
Yes.
You don't need to drive around at all.
That's true. So you are just... Yeah, now I can't even say you're just driving around getting people to fall out of your truck bed for points. Because you're not really even doing that. You will, out of boredom, press the analog sticks to make your vehicle move, and people will randomly fall out of your truck and give you points, and when you get 25,000, you have a platinum. If you are incredibly bored by this lack of just a sensory deprivation of a game, you've got some ramps that you can drive up. You've got some bouncy things you can bounce off of. You can drive up a large series of ramps to find an elevated bouncy thing and bounce on that. But it doesn't really matter because, you know, that's not the point of any of this. So, yeah. I don't know who developed this. I want to say it was the same people that did that fucking chicken on the road game.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, well, they have definitely taken a step back, and they were on the fucking edge already. They did not have the space to take steps back. So this was not a good thing, and I blame Greg.
I look at it this way. I'm gonna get $1 of reviewing hits out of this.
I guess. I mean, we got something to talk about on the podcast. That counts for something, right, Rebecca?
I guess.
Oh, well, she actually agreed to that.
It is such a bad... They play, what is that song? I need to look it up.
Oh, I had the volume off.
Well, she had the volume off. They play some free-to-use song that's just very iconic. Like you'd recognize it right away. I need to go look it up. But all the sound effects are like people laughing, like something's funny. It's not. And people farting. It's fart noises.
What? They have fart noises? I should have played with the volume on. That would have made the game far more amusing. That's a low bar, but would have been something.
It's a very low bar.
Then I platinumed Autumn's Journey, which is not to be confused with my niece of the same name, not the Journey part.
A nice segue into what she said today.
What did she say today, Rebecca?
She said, "Fuck."
Why did she say that?
Because your mom freaked out about you saying fuck. And she was like, "Stop saying fuck!"
Well, my mom called me early in the morning because this is what fucking people do, apparently. And she puts me on speakerphone because she like, don't feel bad for this old woman. She only called me because she's driving and bored. And she wanted to inflict suffering on me. And, you know, I don't have multiple modes of conversation. I talk the way I talk, damn it. And, I can't even remember what we were talking about. I was saying something, and, you know, the word fucking slipped out because it's not a swear word. It's like spice for your sentence. adds a little bit of flavor to it. You just, let a few of those fun words slip in so people pay attention. And my niece thought this was a great word after my mom was like, don't say that, it got a kid in the car. It's like, you called me, you put me on speakerphone, this is your problem. And besides, they know who I am. This is the first time I've fucking been swearing around them, and it won't be the last time. And then Autumn was like, fucking. I was like, see?
How old is she?
6, 7? So. And you know what? I don't even feel bad for these kids because my eldest niece, she already knew what the fuck the word hentai meant. She didn't learn that from me. So, these are kids that are always on phones, always on tablets. I don't want to break it to anybody, but they know more shit than you know.
Yeah.
So, just a little bit amusing. Anyways, Autumn's Journey is a visual novel that I skipped through. I think it's from the perspective of a female protagonist, or it's got a bunch of gay shit in it. Either way, it's
female protagonist, but what do you mean gay shit?
I don't know, it had a bunch of guys cuddling on the screens from what I saw. I didn't read any of it, I was just looking at the pictures. So, if you want some male fan service, then...
Male fan service, exactly.
Maybe this is for you. I don't swing that way, but it got me a platinum, so I swing that way enough.
Oh, Autumn's Journey?
Yeah. And this is a game that Ari and Greg had on their list before I played it. So I was
No
like,
idea how the fuck to get to where you guys are.
It's okay. It's a very short visual novel with a girl who finds a dragon who becomes a boy who she has to help out on a journey. There you go.
Did you actually read this? Because I asked Ari if he read it, and his response was, and I quote, "Fuck no."
I read one path of it.
Okay. It is kind of
It's very, very generic.
It's kind of a lazy platinum because, like, most of your trophies are going to come from reading a notice board.
Yeah, that's what makes it lazy.
Like, they just... Well, otherwise it's acceptable, but they just were like, yeah, fuck it, we can't figure out what the rest of these trophies are going to be, so... Oh shit, there's a loot enemy here.
I'll be right back, guys.
I killed it. Good on him. Good on me. So yeah. Autumn's Journey. Then I played Gravity Duck, and this is another platformer, and I dislike this one significantly.
Yeah, that one was okay.
I didn't like it. The hitboxes were just all sorts of fucking wrong. I found it annoying. I guess it's a fine platinum, but if you don't like platforming, don't do it. The whole premise of this game is you are a duck, and you can, for some reason, reverse gravity, and you've got to waddle and flip your way through levels to reach a golden egg at the end.
Well, it's just like VVVV.
I don't know what that is.
Which is a much more famous version of what Gravity Duck is.
I don't trust games with only one letter in their name.
It's fucking great.
Well, Jared likes it, so that means I probably hate it. Especially when it comes to platformers. Well, if Greg wants to recommend it, he can, but I don't. Because I hate platformers, and I did not like this game.
Yeah, for the price, if you want a trophy, it's fantastic.
Then we had Gun Crazy, which is a game I saw on Greg's list, and I figured Greg can't lead me astray. Rebecca, is that you? Or is that... Get over here. I can't find you. I'd come looking for you. It's basically... Gun Crazy is basically a Mega Man clone with very, very loose gameplay. I'm not sure what the... Like, you just run and shoot shit. Which I guess is fine for a game called Gun Crazy, so...
Which is pretty much what she did in Donuts and Justice.
Yeah, except, I felt like you had better control of things in Donuts and Justice. In Gun Crazy, you're just like, oh, I hope these fucking slimes that are appearing everywhere don't kill me. But otherwise, it's fine.
Now where the fuck you go?
Come up these stairs, Husbucket.
I don't know where you fucking went to.
You have a map. Use it.
I'm trying to use it. I can't see you.
Oh, Jesus.
You're over there somewhere.
Where Mose is firing from. I'm not sure I'd recommend this one either. I mean, if you want the platinum, that's one thing. If you want to have any fun while you're doing it, it's just visual noise.
Which one was that?
Gun Crazy.
Gun Crazy.
A much sloppier version of Mega Man.
Oh, one of those, huh?
Yeah. Then we had Bucket Night, which I played on the Vita because that was the version I was able to get on sale. The PS4 version is not on sale right now, and I don't have it, so that'll be a future platinum at some point, I guess. Bucket Night was actually pretty good. I didn't get it when it was on sale, I guess.
Bucket Night's not bad.
I want to say it was made by the same people who made, like, Devious Dungeon? Whatever game that was, it has the same fucking coins in it, so you've got to clear 24, 25 levels, and you just
Which is the entire game.
Yeah. To be fair, you're not getting out of this one without beating the game. You've got to clear these levels, and gameplay consists of shooting things and platforming. And you have, 4 guns you can obtain. You have like a 45 pistol, which is your standard gun. Then you can upgrade to a rifle, and then a shotgun, which also, like in Donuts and Justice, the shotgun is kind of a downgrade. I mean, it's useful in some circumstances because it fires in a spread, but fires more slowly, and typically the only enemies that are really going to bother you are the ones right in front of you that you have to get past. So, and the 4th weapon is a machine gun, which fires just about as fast as you press the fire button, which is lovely. There are a few levels that are nothing but platforming, where there are like golden saw blades on a platform that chase you through a level, and you've just got to ascend until you reach the end. That's basically all you're doing, navigating levels and jumping through portals. You've got to collect some gold coins at the start to buy weapons, but otherwise there's not much going on. But still, it's a mindless little action platformer that's not that bad if you can get it for $1 or $2. So I would actually recommend Bucket Night. Aside from Gravity Duck, the next game I played, Access Denied, was probably the worst fucking game that I platinumed. It calls
Worse
itself
than Funny Truck?
Funny Truck.
Worse than Funny Truck?
Okay, no, because Funny Truck was basically like thrown together on like Unity one night and sold.
In one night, yeah.
That's generous. He might have made another game that night too.
It was a busy night.
And we'll probably give him money for that too. Still better than those Bible games though. Access Denied pretends to be a puzzle game, but here's the thing about puzzle games. You're supposed to have a goal, and the solution for reaching that goal is supposed to be at least stated, or in some way inferred or indicated. Access Denied doesn't do that. So what you end up with is you are solving a bunch of puzzles on the faces of a cube, or sometimes a triangle. And on the first level, it just requires you to rotate this cube and flick some switches on each side of it. Riveting stuff. This is actually the high point of the game. Because after that, it all becomes fucking trial and error. You don't know why you're pressing shit, but you know you've got to just press something and get things to be in some arrangement in order for the puzzle to be solved and for you to move on to the next level. A lot of it doesn't make sense. Sometimes there are just like 3 switches with a color beside them, and you've got to move the switch to a certain location to complete the level. So it is just all fucking guesswork. Randomly pressing buttons in different configurations until the game says you can go on. This is the substance of access denied. So, even as a cheap platinum horror game, I don't recommend this one. You can waste your life better ways than this. You can, of course, watch a video, which is what I did to solve most of this shit, but who the fuck wants to do that? Just lame. At least with stuff like Active Neurons, you knew what you were supposed to do, and, you know, you just watched a video because you were too lazy. But with this one, it's just like, turn the dial to this random location. Now you win! Oh, okay. How was I supposed to know that was the location? Because you won!
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I don't recommend it. I don't like that one. Next up is Milo's Quest. You play a dog named Milo, and you're on a quest. And
it's Milo's Quest.
Exactly, right? The name kind of gives it all away.
Is your quest to be petted?
I don't know. Like, that's where the narrative falls apart. There is a story at the beginning. A few lines of dialogue and pictures tell you vaguely what you're supposed to be doing. I, of course, classily skipped through it all. And... oh, are we supposed to be going? Oh, we gotta return to the lodge. I'm running around like a jackass. You run into bushes, you collect bones, which are used as currency, with which you can buy health upgrades and stamina upgrades. At some point, you get a power-up, like, I think, gloves, because you're a dog, and this is what dogs do, that allow you to move boxes, and this allows you to move the boxes onto buttons, which completes puzzles. But if that's too much for you, you can set the game into easy adventure mode, which makes it very hard for anything to kill you and automatically solves all the puzzles, and you can get most of the trophies this way. In fact, the only trophy you can't get this way is a trophy for solving one puzzle. So obviously what you want to do is play it on easy adventure mode, breeze through the game, get most of the trophies, and then start it again with puzzles enabled and solve the first puzzle, which is literally just you moving 3 boxes onto 3 buttons. There are enemies in the game. At some point you will unlock a helmet that allows you to charge into enemies and deal damage to them. Again, this makes sense for a dog to be doing. Your enemies are ghosts. Because why not? They come, at least as far as I played through the game, they came in 3 varieties. Standard white ghosts, they just roam around aimlessly, and if you come into contact with them when you're not charging, you will lose a heart. But they almost always drop food, so you're never in really any danger of dying. There are blue ghosts. These are more aggressive. They are territorial. If you get close to them, they will chase you. And then there are transparent-ish ghosts, which I guess are supposed to be hard to see, except they're not. And they act like white ghosts. And there are 2 boss levels. The first boss level, you will fight a giant flaming pumpkin. It bounces around, and eventually its flames go out, and you can just spam charge to kill it. And then the second boss battle, you fight 3 pumpkins. 2 are not flaming, 1 is. Yeah, it basically plays the same way. And that's it for Milo's Quest. Oh, you also get, like, binoculars as an item that allow you to look around the area, but I'll be goddamned if I ever saw a purpose for these things. Because, like, you're limited to using the binoculars to look around one screen. And the screens are usually fairly small, so you never really need to look for things. Okay, I gotta be honest. This game feels like a game that was designed to be a different game, and then at some point they just said, hey, fuck it, let's just put a dog in. I have no other reason
Dog?
to explain why you have binoculars, gloves, and a helmet. So, it's,
I don't think I ever played this one.
well, it's an easy horror game, so... And one I researched myself just by looking at the sale page, so... You can all thank me for inflicting this upon everybody. And perhaps the best game I played of this list... nah, Super Neptune RPG is probably the best, but that's not fair. They actually spent money on it. Not a lot, but some. Was Loot Hero DX. This game was great!
I literally just played it.
This game was awesome!
When you say awesome, are you being serious?
It
Yes!
was awesome. I played it too.
Yeah.
You are a knight, and you're on a horse with a lance, and your goal is to run right through each level and kill things. And Greg, you're an old school East fan, right? You're playing East 9. Well, you
Sure.
deal damage to enemies in this game by running into them! Except you take all that...
The old bump system.
Yeah, you take all that nuance from the bump system out, though, because you're on a flat two-dimensional plane. Sometimes you will deal damage to the enemy, sometimes they will deal damage to you, and the only determining factor as to whether you are going to win or hit the X button and restart in the same location with an experience penalty is how many upgrades you've purchased. Enemies drop gold and give you experience, and you just run right through enemies until you can run rights no more. And then you buy some upgrades so you can keep running rights. It's great! I enjoyed the hell out of it. I don't know why.
Sounds like 30-second or half-minute hero.
I mean, it might be. I don't know. I never played that. But it is a game where you buy upgrades to your stats, level up, and kill enemies by running right. What's not to fucking like? If it had capes, we would be talking about Goaty here.
What? So Loot Hero DX, huh?
Loot Hero DX. You're not on the game right now, so you might as well just buy it and play it right this instant.
I'm downloading the DLC.
Well, I mean, this game isn't going to take you that long. Play it right now.
Alright.
You've got 3 people telling you it's awesome. What more do you need?
How much is it?
It's like $2.
Like $2.
So, it's simple as shit, and I don't know, I found it oddly addictive. I sat around and played until I was level 100. Just to,
the same thing.
yeah, just to have all the perks, and like your goal is to kill a dragon. It's the final boss, and then when you kill a dragon, you essentially start New Game Plus, where you gotta go through all the levels all over again. And everything is more powerful, which is fair, because you just killed the boss, right? And then you just repeat until you are satisfied you've killed enough shit. I love how enemies in this game can just disappear as soon as you're down. Yeah, Loot Hero DX was fucking great. If you are looking for a cheap horror game where you just grind your way to a platinum, I don't know what more you could ask for. Wait, where did this game put me? This isn't anywhere near where I died. I'm remembering why I hated Borderlands. Oh, it just put me in a random place in the fucking city, not anywhere near where I was. That's lovely. That's what we want out of games.
This NPC I'm talking to keeps randomly puking while she's talking to me.
Oh, she can go fucking die. But, yeah, those are all the games I hoard over the last couple of days. I got all these platinums within 3 days, so... Yeah, 20 plats in 3 days, that's not too bad. I'm at 248, I need one more, and then I can finish off Mass Effect 3 for number 250. Alright, I forgot Borderlands 3 is one of those games where you have health and shields, but everything kills you in 2 hits anyway, so it's like, why do we even have these? Get out of here. You okay, woman?
No.
You never are.
Feels like I have an ice pick stabbing through my left eye.
Well, so take some fucking ibuprofen.
I took medicine, it didn't help.
Your ice picks. Oh, this is the way I wanted to go. Anyone else play any games? Things I didn't mention?
You're surely not done with all the games you've played.
I'm done, that's it. Loot Hero DX was the last platinum. I am, in fact, only mortal. Can only hoard so much at a time.
How many platinums was that? 20?
20.
Jesus Christ.
I just need one more to get to 249, and then I will play a real game, and... Oh, I fell into a pit.
So in my, I think I'm at 378 or something like that. And I thought that 375 would be, you know,
fuck it.
a milestone on the website, right? It is not.
Now you only get it every 50 games?
Something, yeah.
Wait till it cuts down to every 100 games.
Yeah, it's going to be every 100 coming up.
Yeah. Alrighty then, let's get on with the news. We've got one major news story this week, and it's a fucking thing. Actually, we've got a lot of fucking news about everyone's favorite game company whose name starts with a B.
Oh, yeah.
Not BioWare. No, not Bethesda. No, the other one. No, not fucking Bungie. Blizzard.
There's a lot of big game companies that start with B, it turns out.
Yeah, should have been more specific from the outset. We got a... I don't want to call this a leak by Jason Schreier, because it wasn't a leak by him. He just noticed the court filing first, but Activision Blizzard is being sued over quote-unquote frat boy culture and harassment. And I'm not actually going to use Jason Schreier's work aside from that headline because got a link to the actual PDF filed by in the Superior Court of the State of California in and for the County of Los Angeles. Jury trial demanded. Civil Rights and Equal Pay Act complaint for injunctive and monetary relief and damages. The plaintiff is the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, DFEH, an agency of the state of California. And they're alleging all kinds of stuff. I don't want to go through the whole introduction because honestly, I don't know what fucking activist law student wrote the introduction to this, but honestly, I think the introduction to this suit really, really hurts their claim. It actually turned me against them a little bit because of just some of the fucking cringe eye-rolly shit they're saying. Just a preamble listing its Blizzard's accomplishments, because I guess they got to do the setup for the takedown.
I got knocked into a pit. Fucking pits.
Its leadership is also exclusively male and white. I mean, except for one of their female executives who was recently just denying all this shit. I guess that's inappropriate. And one of the two people actually named in the suit, who is Iranian, but that's not Oh, there's a pit there too? This fucking map sucks. Let's not let reality get in the way of a good narrative here. The CEO and president roles are now and have always been held by white men. I mean, they founded the company, so what do you expect for most of the history of the fucking studio? The women who do reach higher roles earn less salaries, incentive pay, and total compensation than their male peers, as evidenced in defendants' own records. This is a bit like, we don't have access to this information ourselves, so I'm not inclined to take anything on word of mouth. That said, because of this whole kerfuffle, there have been former employees at Blizzard who are posting their salaries, starting and ending salaries, and based on that anecdotal evidence, yeah, it doesn't look too good for Blizzard. Male employees, based on this anecdotal evidence I've read on Twitter, which, you should not take seriously at all, but if it means anything, it paints a picture that men were initially paid about the same at in early roles. A lot of these junior and associate roles were earning them like 40 grand a year, which sounds fucking brutal in California. But eventually the men started out earning the women by a factor of 2 to 1 for very similar roles. Sometimes as much as 3 to 1. And that is not including stock options and other forms of incentives. One guy posted his final salary as $235,000 a year, and over the course of 7 years, he earned an additional $1 million in stock options and incentives. And a woman with a similar role, her comments and her numbers, she earned about half that and had no incentives and stock options.
Yeah,
So,
and the incentives and stock options were specifically mentioned in the lawsuit.
yeah. So if that is
female employees,
if that is in any way indicative of how things actually are, it's gonna be awfully fucking hard to corpo your way out of that one.
yeah.
Like, if it was like 10 or 20% and this is what people were crying about, you might be able to fucking say that they didn't haggle for it or make up some other fucking excuse that we've heard before, but the way it stands, yeah, you're not gonna bullshit your way out of fucking a 3 to 1 ratio without including the incentives and stock options and whatnot. Defendants have also fostered a pervasive frat boy workplace culture that continues to thrive. In the office, women are subjected to cube crawls, in which employees drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl their way through various cubicles in the office, and often engage in inappropriate behavior towards female employees. Male employees proudly come into work hungover, play video games for long periods of time during work, while delegating their responsibilities to female employees, engaging in banter about their sexual encounters, talk openly about female bodies, and joke about rape.
Oh, wow.
I mean, here's... What the fuck is cube crawls? Like,
Yeah,
seriously,
I don't
this
know
is
what
a
that
fucking
means.
thing? What are you, fucking 5 years old? Oh, we're supposed to go down around.
What are they? Is that just like getting drunk from one
They
to another?
quote unquote crawl their way through various cubes, while while drinking copious amounts of alcohol and engaging in.
So it's like a bar crawl, but from cubicle to cubicle?
Yes.
What the fuck?
How is Gamer Guides a more professional workplace than most of these fucking multi-billion-dollar gaming companies?
How do they get anything done? Oh, wait. They said they fucking make the women do all the work. I was gonna say, how do they get any... Well, now we know why it takes so long.
Yeah, right? This is their fucking development loop. You know what? If it means getting Diablo 4 faster, fire all the fucking men and let women develop it. They're doing all the fucking work anyways. Plus, since they're apparently paying all these female developers so much less, you can cut the cost of the game in half, too.
Yeah.
Everybody wins. I'm a little about the, you know, the sexual harassment and the shit they say and the fucking jokes. I don't want to legislate against jokes.
They mention talking about female bodies, but they don't clarify whether they're talking about the employees, the female employees' bodies, or other females.
I don't particularly
employee bodies.
Well, no,
you're not
yeah.
allowed to do that.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit. I don't particularly care if a dude is fucking talking about... You should be talking about that at work.
Yeah.
But this is a form of fucking low-level nonsense that I am not going to trust middle management to resolve. And I don't think you can legislate, so... I think...
They do... In the lawsuit, they do talk about how... like, employees were encouraged to smack the bottoms of female employees, so...
I don't recall that. I recall them...
Or something to that effect.
I recall one executive, the Iranian guy who did that.
Oh, yeah, he definitely was shit.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit.
And complaints were made against him, and the management did nothing.
Yeah, we got a little bit of an Ubisoft going on here. We got the same guy who fucking... His company did all that fucking backlash against those fucking... That free Hong Kong player, Blitzchung. And then he came on and was like, I'm sorry. Fuck no, you're not. And he's doing the same shit now. No, I'm sorry. What's his name? Brack? So, I mean, you know these guys are gonna be the last fuckers punished for anything. But... like, the talking about female bodies, I'm sorry, get over it. I'm not gonna fucking...
Unless it's employee bodies.
Unless it's employee bodies. I'm not gonna advocate for fucking people facing disciplinary action for talking about fucking boobies. And trust me, women, this is not a fucking standard you want to set. As Rebecca can attest, being in a female-dominated workplace plays out exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, my coworkers talk about getting fucked in the bathroom and shit, like, damn.
And I
kind of wish they'd stop, because it's annoying, because they don't shut up when I get a call. But...
I always take a dubious approach when people complain about, well, they made me do more work. I was doing all the work. Everyone thinks they're doing all the work. I think I'm doing all the work every time I'm working on a fucking guide. Every fucking time.
Well, if all your fucking coworkers are drunk, you probably are doing all the work.
I wouldn't do the work then.
Right?
You can,
Oh, why is there...
Yeah, but I bet the women get fired if they fucking don't do the work.
Yeah, probably.
And all these fucking Blizzard developers talking about your quote-unquote sexual You didn't fucking have any sexual conquests. You're a goddamn game developer. Shut the fuck up. You're not getting any fucking ass.
I don't know how to get to the thing.
Ethan sounds all salty.
It's just, come on, you're not fucking fooling nobody. You gotta lie like that. Like, you're gonna believe any of these, look at any of these spindly armed...
so much more, they might have been able to get one of those real...
No, they're getting paid more in California. Like, if you adjust it for cost of living...
No, I'm saying they got one of those silicone girlfriends.
Oh, okay.
Wait, well, that and, you know, they probably can afford to spend some money, right?
There's actually one of the claims in this, and I'm not going to read to paraphrase it, is some guy was complaining at work and his manager told him to just buy a hooker, let off some stress. And this is cited as like an example of terrible conduct. I'm like, is telling somebody to get laid really the hill we want to die on?
Well, your manager it's unprofessional for your manager.
Well, yeah, but
that.
I don't really... Okay, I come from a fairly loose work environment. I don't want my managers to be pricks.
My manager just got written up recently for being unprofessional.
If Claire told me to stop bitching and get laid, I wouldn't take offense at it. Whatever. I don't want things to be that fucking, like, straight-laced and fucking pedantic. I know you invite a fucking fine line between the personal and professional, but I think we are largely capable of being adults, and some of these lines don't seem all that blurry to me. So, unsurprisingly, defendants' frat boy culture is a breeding ground for harassment and discrimination against women. That's a line that I don't agree with. I think it's used as connective tissue in this document, but I think it's trying to make a very broad and unsubstantiated claim. Allowing sexual harassment to fester and go unpunished, especially at the highest levels, that's what fucking causes more sexual harassment. Not guys talking about fucking boobies at work. So, I do not buy that claim at face value. I think it has to be substantiated, and I think it is way too fucking broad. I know they're setting up a fucking docket. They're trying to tell a story and fucking get the court sympathetic with this document, not fucking, set forth a scholarly work. But still, I get leery at that kind of fucking language.
Well, the frat boy mentality means protecting your brothers at all costs.
But that's the thing.
So,
frat boy mentality is way too broad and encompasses way too many behaviors.
To not get that Iranian guy in trouble.
Exactly.
That's part of frat boy culture.
Well, yeah, but just using the term frat boy culture as like a catch-all for any sort of male behavior you might not like. There's a lot of shit that could go into that.
Well, there's specific bad behavior that's associated with frat boyism. That's the alcohol use. That's the protecting your brother at all costs, meaning even if you fucking complain, the boys are gonna close rank.
Like, I am not
Brett Kavanaugh.
Yeah, but he's...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe frat boy culture does need to be a thing. That is
because it's got all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, it's a very specific
type
of mentality.
Listen, me and Donkey Dick Doug, we were just joking around. We like beer. I like beer.
I've got a compromise.
We like beer and grabbing pussies.
Let's see if we can all agree on this.
Triangle is a game we used to play. It means nothing.
I've got a compromise.
We made it up.
Let's see if we can all agree on this. If you have ever been part of a fraternity, you should be barred from working with other people for the rest of your life. Just expunge these people from our society.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
I'm not saying it will happen.
The highest levels of our fucking society, unfortunately.
But do we disagree with this on a fundamental level? Like, if we could find salt mines for them, would society be better or worse off if we put them all on hard manual labor for the rest of their lives? And just kept them from
I'm gonna say worse off because that sounds like a giant fucking step towards some sort of dictatorship.
Oh, just make them all janitors at fucking Gitmo or something.
Can we just hold people accountable for their actions? Can we just do that?
That's what I'm trying to do. If you joined a frat, you're just guilty by association at that point. No one joins a fraternity.
That is not holding people accountable for their actions.
Yeah, sure it is.
That's lumping them together.
It's like that. It's like that TV show where they used to fucking catfish pedophiles. It's pretty much the same thing, except they just voluntarily joined fraternities, which lets you know that they're pieces of shit and you should keep them away from the rest of society. I don't know. I think I'm making a lot of sense.
Well, 5 seconds ago, you didn't agree that frat boy culture was
Yeah,
a thing,
but then I thought
guess
about
he
it more.
convinced you.
Yeah.
Then
Greg
he
mentioned Brett
completely turned
Kavanaugh, and
around.
then Brett Kavanaugh, yeah, and I was just like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, he's right. No, this shit is a disease.
Yeah.
If we don't get these little bastards, like they're eventually going to start passing laws.
Start?
Well, okay, right.
Hey Ben.
Yeah, that's a fucking scary thing. Like, I guess the best thing you could fucking say is maybe Brett Kavanaugh will like allow you to get out of speeding tickets if you just like are able to chug like X beers on the roadside to amuse the cops.
I mean, to be fair, I am the right gender and color.
I mean, right? You got all that white
Hey,
male privilege.
I didn't make these fucking rules.
Apparently, I should have gone into game development because I could be earning a lot more money than Rebecca instead of the other way
A
around.
lot more money.
Yeah. Why am I not making more money? My white male privilege is not being cashed in.
Because you don't work a traditional job.
What? All jobs are traditional after you make them traditional.
You're my stay-at-home wife that fucking occasionally does your extra Etsy stuff. That's the equivalent of what you are.
I'm a stay-at-home wife that has 4 awesome big box PC games. Left out the most important part of this.
I mean,
what
in
else?
society, like, you're the equivalent level of the Etsy wife.
Hey, I do dishes once a week. I am a household contributor.
Like 3 or 4 times a week.
Well,
So-
yeah, that's woman's work.
No, it's not.
Oh, that's alright.
Did you just shoot me?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, that's why these things are fucking hard to find. They keep jumping around.
Yeah, they're like up on roofs and stuff.
What is this mining in this Loot Hero DX? This turtle just mines for you while you...
Yeah, oh, right. Every time you kill the demon or dragon, you get a miner, and it just gets you passive money. But of course, after a couple of playthroughs, you will just be earning so much money by pressing right. You will never care about that, so...
Yeah, I totally forgot about the miner.
The enemy I was shooting fucking went over the ledge, so I couldn't fucking shoot it anymore when I was down.
So what do you have to do to platinum this game?
What haven't you done?
I killed the dragon once.
You have to beat a level like within 15 seconds, so you probably need to upgrade your speed a lot.
Oh, I just platinumed it.
There you go. So,
Okay,
Greg,
well,
what do you think?
That was super easy. Yeah, it was fun.
See? 4 for 4. Converting people over here. To the glories of Loot whatever DX.
Fucking asshole.
See, I had my eye on that Loot Hero DX game for like a while, but I never bid on it until today.
Until you saw our effusive praise for it in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
And it has loot in the name. Come on. You get Rebecca to play it.
You guys never fucking revive me, ever.
You don't say when you're dead.
Nobody says when they're dead. Artie doesn't say when he's dead. He just gets raised by his monkey.
Well, do you want to say when you're dead, and maybe I can loot you? Oh yeah, Ari has that fucking... I forgot that monkey
You were
does that.
standing right next to me, so...
Yeah, and I was looking at red dots to kill, not you.
Fucking, I hate these goddamn fucking eyeball things.
Why is there a legendary up on this pile of books?
Because I killed a fucking thing up there.
I mean, I've only been playing mostly Disguise 6 and Dragon Quest 11.
I mean, are you really going to complain about that selection of games?
I hear Disguise 6 is a fucking chore. Alex has been writing for it.
Well, that's because he probably doesn't know much about this guy.
He probably knows way more than he should now.
Okay, these are infinitely respawning up
Yeah,
here,
played.
so I'm fucking moving on.
Well, except for Disguise 4, I've beaten every other Disguise game.
I will wait for Disguise 6 to come out on PlayStation, where it might
I feel
actually
like I have
perform
to-
decently.
I feel like I have to ask what's wrong with Disgaea 4.
I just never got a chance to play it.
Hey, Rebecca, all the infinite enemies are dead.
They were dead before, and then they fucking came back, so...
There's nothing to...
So how do we get in here, where the marker
I guess if
is?
you're right in a
I
guy,
don't know, we gotta find a hollow
I guess
tape.
disguises can be a bit of a chore.
Yeah, it was in this skull. There we go. It's on the Switch, so of course it plays at like 3 frames per second, so...
I think I have somewhere around 70, 80 hours now in that game.
This guy's 6?
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Wonder what you're gonna have to do to platinum it.
There's well, when they ported Disgaea 5 to the Switch, they kept the trophy system in the game.
Oh, so it already has an in-game trophy system?
Yeah, so they actually have the trophy system in 6 too. I think I have most of the trophies.
See, look at that. Might not be so bad. How is it feature-wise compared to Disgaea 5? Because you constantly warn me against playing some of those old Disgaea games. They're not as user-friendly as newer ones.
I mean, Disgaea 6 adds auto battle. You can like auto battle to set your game up, and where the game will just play map after map after map right in a row without any input on yours.
Well, that sounds great. I'll set that shit up and go to bed. Right?
You could.
And people complain about this feature?
Some people are weird.
Fuck them. Like, I need to be there to fucking press X 700 times every map.
Yeah.
It's actually the best thing I've heard about this fucking game.
In terms of systems in place and stuff, Disgaea 5 has more. I mean, Disgaea 6 cut some of it out. But, I mean, I like Disgaea 6. I think Disgaea 5 is a better game overall, but Disgaea 6 is probably like a 7.5 or so.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what's the best Disgaea game overall? Is it 5?
In terms of gameplay, yes.
Becca, where are you?
In terms of story, Disgaea 1 is probably still the best.
Oof. It's not a good freaking sign, is it?
It's just because the characters are better in 1.
I mean, I intend to play Disgaea games at some point. It's just there's such a time investment in.
Yeah.
I have something to praise Borderlands for. This is rare. We don't clip on each other. I can run right through Rebecca.
I mean, I don't really have anything to say about Dragon Quest XI that hasn't already been said.
It's fantastic. Everyone should play it.
Yes. We're trying to get Sophia to play it now.
Yeah, she was like, is this like, oh, probably gotta shoot these barrels.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to crouch.
Circle. She was like, is this like Final Fantasy? It's like, not anymore.
Not really.
It's been a while since it's been particularly like Final Fantasy.
Also, I don't know what the fuck is people's problem who hate Sylvando.
No one hates Sylvando. I don't fucking believe it. Sylvando isn't the best part of that game, but he's one of the best parts of that game. Sylvando is fucking great.
Guys who are
I mean, I'm not in Act 2 yet.
questioning their own sexuality and unhappy about questioning it.
But Serena is kind of like a Mary Sue type character, isn't she?
Mary Sue?
Oh, not Mary Sue, but she's kind of plain. And...
Oh yeah, no, yeah, she's the good wife. I'm fine with the good wife. It's just I don't like it when like the good wife is thrust on you as like the romantic interest, because the good wife isn't the fucking one I want to romance most of the time, right? Like actually Gemma is that role, so Serena doesn't even get the fucking good wife romance out of it. So no, yeah, Serena's kind of boring, but in that cast of characters, I find that she's kind of like an anchor. Everyone plays, or she plays off of other people, and other people play off of her. So I think it's fine. You don't want everyone to be like a chaotic, neutral fucking spaz. You know, gotta have the nice girl.
There's people who don't like Veronica either.
She's kind of annoying at times, but it's not. As far as kid characters go, she's like the least annoying one ever. Because she's not technically a kid, and I know, Japan, but she's fine. She has moments where, like, she just goes out of her way to be a fucking screeching narn, which can be a nuisance, but it's more of a eye roll. Yeah. You had to fucking get your line in. We get it. You're a fucking prick.
You should just continue the game and get to the character interludes.
I should? Why, are they that good?
I mean, well, Sylvando's is good.
Well, of course Sylvando's is good. Like, here's the thing, an addendum onto what Rebecca said. If you're like, if you're somewhere in the middle of the sexuality spectrum, get the fuck over it, sexuality is a spectrum, and you're uncomfortable by Sylvando, just flip that shit on its head. Just think, I could fucking totally act out on this, go full 100, and be awesome like Sylvando. Like, you've got nothing to lose. Just try that hat on for a bit. Maybe you get away with it. There's nothing worse than a closeted homosexual, though. They're just most self-loathing, self-deprecating people on the planet.
And they tend to be harmful to other gay people.
Yeah.
I mean, look at
Just because they can't handle the fact that they want to handle a dick.
Yeah, get the fuck over it.
Come on, man.
I mean, like back in Dragon Quest VIII, probably the least liked character was Angela.
Angela, why can't I...
The night guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Angelo. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Trunks.
I was thinking Angelo for some reason, or Angela for some reason. Yeah, no, he's definitely the worst. He's not a bad character. He's just his teammates are fucking Yangus and Jessica. Come on, he's the weak link.
It's how do you compete with those two?
You don't. Nobody competes with Yangus, Greg.
So annoying.
I forgot Greg's a Yangus hater.
I just fucking, of all of Greg's many flaws, this is probably his worst.
Yeah.
I mean, if you hate Yangus, we can't respect your opinion.
His opinion has been asterisk
And you
for
guys
a long
wonder
time.
Yeah.
why I regularly am hateful towards fucking Greg.
Listen,
Really?
Helm Splitter almost saves him, but that accent just
What? Blimey, it's great! Come on,
oh my
now.
god.
Fucking awesome. Yangus is just the best. He is the best. He is the heart and soul of that game. That game would be at least 2 points lower if Yangus wasn't in it. And, oh man, Yangus has way better skills than Helm Splitter. He's got there's like some fist skill that he has that he can get really early on that like takes almost no magic points and deals decent damage to all enemies in the battle.
Thin air?
Yeah, thin air. There you go. That is so fucking good early on.
Yeah, you can get that. I think that's pretty staple in class DQs. I remember using it a lot in DQ7.
Yeah. It's
If it's good early on, it probably isn't good later on.
I mean, its damage tapers off, but by then you've got a lot of characters that can hit everything, and Yangus is better off using Axes of Evil later on in the game. God, I love Dragon Quest. It's so fucking good. Anyways, we were talking about Blizzard being a bunch of rapey, assaulty bastards, not something lovely and pure like Sylvando and Dragon Quest.
Yeah, I don't even know how we got on.
It was a rabbit hole. There were things that happened. I'm kind of at an impasse right now because I want to scroll down on this PDF to find the next worthwhile section, but oh, hey, look, there's a lull. I can just go back here and let Rebecca and Ari do the work. Oh, they list a bunch of got all the legalese, parties, procedural history, jurisdiction, and venue. Then we get to the factual allegations part of this.
Oh boy. That's the funnest part, right?
Yeah. Defendants have engaged in and continue to perpetuate discriminatory practices regarding pay, assignment, promotion, and other terms and conditions of employment which negatively impact female employees. These discriminatory practices began at hire when women were offered lower compensation and less lucrative job assignments and opportunities than their male counterparts. I kind of don't know how you prove the less lucrative job assignments and opportunities, but...
Well, they mentioned that they have their own records, and it probably takes a lot of combing through the records, creating spreadsheets to fucking...
We'll see...
how often this happens, but, like, comparing fucking, applications that people seeking jobs have.
Like, the wages part, I'm already sold on that. Just based off the anecdotal stuff I've heard. But I think it requires a little more work than going, yeah, I got hired and they made me an associate concept artist, and you know.
Well, you and I talked about this. Like, if they can show that a bunch of women and a bunch of men applied for similar positions, and they all had qualifications for the positions, but the women are always given, let's say, a job as a secretary rather than an actual game designer, then...
Well, I don't think they're gonna hire a game designer as a secretary.
You don't know. Maybe they... That's just an example, though.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they fucking just put them on something really, really minor, but that isn't their speciality, that pretty much anybody could do, you know.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just think the burden of, like, the way to prove this is a lot more difficult than the other thing.
It takes a shit ton of work to prove it.
Because, like, you can, when you're talking about pay, you can compare like versus like and just go, these are the fucking numbers. Like, we're done arguing. We've got the numbers.
When it comes to hiring practices, you have to prove a pattern, which requires looking at their hiring practices for a really long time.
I'm not even saying I believe Blizzard is innocent here. I'm just saying these allegations gonna be tricky to prove. But one way we will know for absolute sure is if Blizzard decides to fucking just pay to make this go away. If they settle out of court, they do not want these records to be made public.
If there's one of you in here, raise me.
I thought you were an enemy, so I was shooting you.
Oh, thanks.
And now I'm dead. And I don't know where any of the enemies are. Oh, there's one.
I was trying to shoot some enemies. One of them's mostly dead that was near us.
This might be the first cheap trophy game that I've played that I haven't just quit after getting the platinum. I'm still playing it.
So were we right or were we right?
Nah, yeah, it gets pretty fun.
It's addictive. It's not good. It's just addictive.
You get your speed up around level 35, and it's stupid.
Yeah, I think I ended up with my speed at 200 at the end of everything.
The weird thing is that once you get your crit to 100, you can still level up for some reason.
Yeah, it just takes your money and doesn't do anything. So, oh well. I think I ended up getting my defense to around 1100.
Decent too.
So is this like the best $2 game ever?
Yeah, let's not forget there was Mr. Masagi.
Oh, that's true. I mean, once we get to the best $3 game, then shit gets really difficult, because that's all I had to pay for Steins Gate, and I got a real good game for $3 there. I think we spent more money on Steins Gate like swag than we did on actual software.
I paid $3 for that Vostok Inc. game.
Is that one good?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a part auto clicker, but in between you can explore like an area. It's a twin stick shooter.
I don't think this boss is visible on my game. Oh, he's up.
I don't think you're in the boss area.
I don't think I am either. Where the fuck did you guys go?
I think I might be the only one in the boss area now. I don't even
No, I'm
see
here.
Are you? Where are you?
I'm right here.
Why weren't you shooting the shards that were refilling this fucker's fucking health?
Oh, I don't know.
Raise me!
Yeah, but
Coming. Oh, now I got killed.
Vostok Inc. is not a quick platinum or anything. It would probably take like 20 hours to get it.
I think Mega Dimension Neptunia only costs $3. I've never played it, but it might be okay for that price. I don't know.
Dude.
It's gonna be really hard to overcome Steins Gate, though. Oh shit! What? Oh, okay. Oh, I remember hating this fucking boss.
Some of those Lego games are cheap now, right now too.
Yeah, I played like Lego Avengers and I hated it, so I'm not keen on getting any more of those. They're not as mindless as I want them to be. They always want you to do things. I'm not about doing things. The pay disparity continued throughout employment for female employees. Defendants paid female employees significantly less than their male counterparts after hire. This pattern or practice and violations were continuing. Fuck, they're underselling that one, if anything. I think it got far worse. Oh, right, because you have to do this platforming. Should we need Jared here? Is there a crystal out there that we can't get unless we jump on these things? Yeah. Did we get it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, I'm not going to make that. Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, that's Rebecca's thing. Okay. We're apparently fighting a boss, so hold on. Now he's over here. Yeah, he's over here being an asshole. Oh, no, that was too far.
Ah, shit. I didn't make it.
Okay, I'm gonna be able to shoot all these. I can't guarantee I'll get back, so hopefully
Well,
this...
you just need to shoot the last one.
I did.
shot all the other three.
No, I'm saying I'm not confident in my ability to do the platforming. Oh, I did it. Okay.
Motherfucker. Always reload whenever I'm fucking dying. Where's this?
How'd we get him? Yeah, fuck you, guy. And he dropped us nothing. Okay.
Oh, I got legendary.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're kind of underselling this part. The pay gap seems to have widened over employment period, not shrunk over time, so. Women were also afforded less stock and incentive pay opportunities. Female employees were overwhelming assigned to lower grades / levels without stock and incentive pay opportunities or less opportunities. Female employees also received less stock incentive and compensation than male employees. This pattern or practice and violations were continuing. There's a lot of stuff. I want to skip ahead to... Oh, they've got a whole category with a header. Sexual harassment. This mentions the cube crawls again, but I'm going to skip to the most egregious one, item 48, which if you've been following this on any form of social media, you've probably seen item 48. In a tragic example of the harassment that defendants allowed to fester in their offices, a female employee committed suicide while on a company trip due to a sexual relationship that she had been having with her male supervisor. The male supervisor was found by police to have brought a butt plug and lubricant on this business trip. Another employee confirmed that the deceased female employee may have been suffering from other sexual harassment at work. Prior to her death, specifically at a holiday party before her death, male coworkers were alleged to be passing around a picture of the deceased's vagina. So, yeah. There's a thing that is alleged in this suit. And in case we're wondering whether Blizzard did it or not, I know this might be a little bit hyperbolic on my part, but you know how I feel about corporations. Let me see if I can find this quote. We got a response from an Activision Blizzard spokesperson, response to these allegations, in which they said, "It is this type of irresponsible behavior from unaccountable state bureaucrats that are driving many of the state's best businesses out of California."
Hey, Ari.
Yeah.
Can you send me another invite? I want to see if it works.
Okay.
When you're accused of business malfeasance, and your response is to go, "This is why companies are leaving," guilty. You're fucking guilty. You did it. I don't give a fuck about any other evidence. Nobody who is innocent says that. Like, this is just the classic fucking right-wing business deflection whiny bullshit. Is when the fucking state fucking goes after you for your wrongdoings and you go, "Oh, unaccountable state bureaucrats driving away business." Guilty. So...
Yeah, it won't let me.
What? What excuse is it giving now?
You can't join this game group for some reason.
What? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, hey, they must have increased the level cap, because now I'm going up in... Oh, shit. That means I'm going to have to farm for fucking new weapons, because these are going to become obsolete. That fucking sucks. Anywho, those are the allegations against Activision Blizzard. Taken right off the PDF. We do have some responses from Activision Blizzard executives. Activision President Rob Kostick emailed employees yesterday calling the DFEH allegations deeply disturbing, claiming that the behaviors described are not reflective of our Activision company values.
Oh, yeah.
Of
course not.
Sure, what would they be indicative of? What are you doing, woman? Oh, wait, no, damn it. Gotta find out... Do I not have a waypoint for this? Apparently I can't fast travel out of here, so...
You don't have a waypoint for the lodge?
Apparently not. I didn't see it. I'm just fucking sick of people saying something is deeply disturbing. It's just, they never fucking mean it. Blizzard President J. Allen Brack sent out an email to staff last night addressing the allegations from this week's explosive lawsuit, calling them extremely troubling. Oh, hey, look, a different version of fucking deeply disturbing. and saying that he'd be meeting with many of you to answer questions and discuss how we can move forward.
Or you're gonna have to travel us. I don't think any of us have the lodge.
I don't have it either. It's not working for me.
How the fuck?
You've always been the one that traveled us to the lodge.
I don't know. It's not giving me any kind of...
Well, we can't go back the way the boss was, because that was just a drop.
Well... I don't know. No, the only fast travel I have is Dustbound Archives. So I think we have to go. Oh, yeah.
I thought these things activated when you got close to them.
They do, but since Ari doesn't have the lodge and he's been the one sending us to the lodge every time, maybe we have to leave.
Well,
Cursehaven?
Can we not even travel to... Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's just travel to Dustbound, whatever. It goes without saying, it is completely unacceptable for anyone in the company to face discrimination or harassment, says the guy who's been proceeding over discrimination and harassment for years. It goes with saying that everyone should feel safe working here, whether we are on campus, at BlizzCon, or working from home. It goes with saying, it takes courage to come forward, and all claims brought to the company are investigated by internal, when needed, external investigators. We take these claims very seriously. Claims can be made without fear of retaliation, and many times I attend to them personally, along with our other leaders. And that's why the lawsuit says that you absolutely did nothing about some of these.
Yeah. They were
Could you imagine being so out of control? Hey, are you the boss or aren't you? You know?
I bet they did get these fucking allegations brought to them. They just didn't do shit about it.
Yeah, I don't believe for a second they're just like, well, golly gee, I'm just so surprised. We never knew. This is not okay. Fuck you. Same thing for the fucking Ubisoft fuckers. He knew what was going on. They're having fucking business meetings at strip clubs, and you don't know that they're fucking doing. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're either fucking stupid or you think we are. There's no fucking other fucking alternative here.
Either way, you do not deserve to be in charge.
No. And for some reason, these people get to fucking just go, I don't know, this was happening right out my door? Oh, fuck me. Happened at the BlizzCon I was attending? Whoa, holy shit. This other executive who was standing right next to me was groping people's asses all day? Wow. Shut up. Shut up.
Committed suicide? Why'd she commit suicide? Oh, well. Better not investigate that.
Weak, fragile femininity that caused her to not be
That's why I'm going to give Dave a bonus this year.
He helped us keep below our salary cap.
He helped us get rid of somebody who might have become a whistleblower. I mean... Shit.
Like, incompetence is not a fucking suitable fucking excuse for this shit. We also got an email from Fran Townsend, who, just to provide a little context, she was the Homeland Security Advisor for George W. Bush from 2004 to 2007. She joined Activision in March. We didn't know this fucking shit was going on at our company. We were just hiring war criminals. Fuck off. You knew. You actively sought out fucking sociopaths. Don't fucking try this bullshit now. She sent out an email. Everyone, as the executive sponsor of the ABK Employee Women's Network, this fucking monster. This is the thing. This is why I hate all these fucking, like, neoliberal bullshit fucking diversity women's movement. Because these are the fucking kraken that eventually fucking end up being fucking put in charge of these things. This fucking torture fucking overseer. They put her in charge of a fucking woman's group. Fuck off. These people are goddamn monsters. Anyways. She's also their chief compliance officer. I wanted to reach out to you. I know this has been...
As long as you have the credentials, right?
Right?
You're allowed to be chief.
But this does kind of fly in the, face of the lawsuit. Hey, look, it's a fucking female executive. I mean, she's a fucking war criminal. She's a fucking monster. But hey, she's got a vagina, so diversity!
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Oh, we can find gifts to put here. Oh.
I found a couple of them.
Well, play some!
It didn't let me place them. I think they automatically appear when you put them.
Oh, okay. I know this has been difficult for many of us. A recently filed lawsuit presented a distorted and untrue picture of our company, including factually old, incorrect, and out-of-context stories. Some from more than a decade ago. I mean, if all this fucking shit was going on a decade ago, it doesn't count it. And, this is the fucking problem. God, I know I'm interrupting myself to fucking complain, but these people committed fucking war crimes and were never punished for it. Never fucking punished for it. What did you think they were gonna do?
Why would they be?
Just go, I got away from it, or got away with it, so I guess I'll just go into the private industry and treat people wonderfully now. This is why you gotta fucking punish criminals, especially white-collar ones. They cause a lot more fucking damage. The Activision companies of today, the Activision companies that I know, are great companies with good values. You work for George W. Bush. You don't know what great value if it fucking bit you in the ass. When I joined the executive leadership team, all those words are capitalized, by the way, I was certain that I was joining a company where I would be valued, treated with respect, and provided opportunities equal to those afforded to the men in the company. For me, this has been true during my time as a leader. I am committed to making sure that the experience I have is the same as the rest of the organization. We have a leadership team that is committed to these practices in every way. I am proud to be part of a company that takes a hardline approach to inappropriate or hostile work environments and sexual harassment issues.
This is about to make me throw up. Do you gotta read the rest of this? We all know that she's a fucking shill who can't get her employees under control.
She's a fucking ghoul. Not that, I don't think she honestly cares about getting her employees under control.
No, of course she doesn't. She is there for damage control.
The Homeland Security Advisor, you know how much fucking evil, unlawful fucking shit she was fucking privy to and probably ordered? No, this fucking woman is a fucking monster.
Going back to the days of women's liberation, there were women just like her that would get paid a lot of money to pretty much fuck over other women. And because they were getting theirs, and they're evil people by nature, they're there to specifically undermine every allegation that women make against a company. So, her purpose and being hired in this position is specifically so that they can go, well, look, we do have this woman in charge of this stuff, and look, she's saying there's not a problem. So
it's not her experience.
She's like when Fox News brings a black person on TV to go, the problem with black people is it's black people.
Yeah.
Because they're just culturally unfit and predisposed to crime. How many times have you fucking seen them pull that shit?
Yeah.
These fucking Uncle Toms over here. Giving Tucker Carlson fucking
if you look hard enough, you can always find somebody who will sell out their own people.
Wait, what are we doing here?
I don't know. Going to Nickel Nashai? I don't know. I didn't drop this.
But yeah, that's the situation with Blizzard. I personally think they're guilty as fuck. I kind of wonder.
Definitely.
I can have suspicions based on just corporate culture, but once you start railing about fucking state bureaucrats and you have a fucking Bush era torture monger start talking about how great the company is. No, you're evil. You did it. You did it, and the fact that you're responding this way means you probably did a fuck ton more.
Yeah, this is just the tip of the iceberg of the horrible shit.
So, like, there have been people alleging online shit like this sort of thing has gotten worse in the industry over time, and I'm not an insider. I'm just not sure I believe that it's gotten worse. Like, it's so much more public now. Somehow I find it hard to believe that the fucking, like, man-boy nerds of fucking the 80s and 90s were better than the ones of today. But...
yeah, probably
we
just
still
more public.
have proof of the shit that they did. Like we have proof of the shit they're doing now.
I mean, there's part of me that wants to, like... I'm emotionally disposed towards this nerd culture shit. I mean, I'll admit that freely.
Yeah, but not towards the fucking part that's insidious.
Well, I never understood the fucking insidious part. Like, I like girls. I like games. Why the fuck wouldn't I like girls who play video games? Or any form of game? Like, I never understood that. There's always a disconnect for me there.
It never made sense to me as a girl who was trying to be involved in nerdy shit where guys would try to gatekeep constantly.
So I was never able to figure that out.
To prove your nerddom to stay within the nerd society as a female. Like, they do it to each other, but
yeah,
they fucking do it more, I feel like, to women.
I was gonna say, I played with your nerd group back in the day.
They definitely do it to each other. But they are really bad about it with women. And then they'll talk about the girls and their lack of nerddom a lot to each other when the women aren't around. And they'll actively do things to try to get women out of the group. Like...
wait, are you talking about your group or just in general?
In general. Like that fucking guy who was talking about how women shouldn't be allowed in the fucking game groups and stuff. Like, he's not the only one.
Who?
That fucking guy in
the card shop?
Rick's, yeah.
Oh, yeah. When you were standing nearby and he just starts fucking complaining about women.
To me. He's talking to me about how much he hates women and thinks they shouldn't be allowed to do anything. Like...
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh,
and he's not... and the thing is, it's like, that's not an isolated incident for me. Nathan just happened to be there to witness it.
I witnessed the end of that. I was fucking checking out or something, wasn't I?
Yeah. You were... well, you were looking at stuff to buy, and I was the one who did the checkout process.
Oh. What did I fucking say to that guy? I can't fucking remember.
Not much, because you were kind of stunned. Like, he fucking managed to silence you with how fucking awful he was being.
Wow.
God, I should have said, don't worry, I don't think you'll...
shut up.
I don't think you'll have any trouble keeping women away.
Any worries?
I think you just said, I don't think you have to worry about that. was like it. That was like... but, like, the rest of the time, you're just kind of like...
well, who does that? Who does that?
Happening here? But my experience as a woman is that a lot of the time men do everything they fucking can to run you off, while also simultaneously complaining that women don't like them. It's like, yeah, they don't because you're a dick, dude.
I don't know. I guess I grew...
That doesn't include you guys, because you guys have been fairly inclusive with me, because you're not uber twattis horses.
I have a sister, I had to try to fucking coexist with her. I fucking wanted her to play fucking games with me as a kid, and she never fucking would, so it wasn't that big of a fucking stretch for me. She was fucking useless, but she made that choice to be useless.
Yeah, and my brother invited me into the group, and like his friends had asked him to invite me into the group because they wanted more players, but frequently would do things to make it so I wouldn't want to stay.
Yeah, but they did that to each other too. I mean, they were just kind of dicks all around.
No, they were like, they didn't do it as much to each other. Like specifically going out of your way to fucking kill my character.
No. Well, you had one of those DMs. That was the fucking thing.
And like not having anything ever drop gear for my characters.
One of those fucking dorks who didn't realize that the whole point of the game isn't to fucking beat the other player. Well, that's the thing. He didn't do that with everybody.
He didn't do that with everybody.
No, he's probably...
He did realize the error of his ways and fucking amended it.
He was just pulling pigtails, I guess.
Well, fine, I won't fucking play with you guys anymore if you're gonna make it like this. I mean, I said something, and then he was like, oh, I'm sorry. And, like, fucking made a specific campaign to bring my character back to life. But...
Yeah, it's all fun and games until the one girl in your group decides to quit.
Well, we had two girls, and he was dating the one, so she wasn't about to quit, because she was obligated as the girlfriend, I guess.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Then they broke up, and...
Yeah.
They were left with me.
Womp womp.
Oh! Fuck you! I was more into it than she was.
Well, I think she was just there because... Whatever, we didn't need to go on the whole fucking
Well, no,
story.
she liked it. She just... He would do the same stuff to her, too. Like...
What the
That's the thing, like...
No, you need to treat your girlfriend well when you're playing games. What the fuck, man?
He was doing that stuff to both females, but not the males.
No, it's better to be fucking accused of your fucking buddies of fucking playing favoritism with your girlfriend than to fucking be accused of fucking being a dickhead to your girlfriend. Because your buddies are like, oh look, she found another magic item. It's like, yeah, she gets naked for the DM. If you want to compete with that, we can go talk shop. But until then, I don't know. Fucking people are stupid. They never made any sense to me.
I don't understand that mentality like at all. But I mean, I'm just a woman. I don't know. I guess I don't understand what it's like to be a man and be feeling insecure if a woman knows something more than her.
It's not like anything to be a man. You're just a fucking whatever. Just do you.
Why are men so threatened by the presence of women sometimes?
Men are
what
threatened.
Is that?
Men seem to be threatened by everything.
True.
I don't know. I'm just like, what the fuck ever.
I guess it's maybe they just feel like extra incapable of doing something about it. Because like, if you feel threatened by your friends, right? You can talk shit to them and be aggressive.
Yeah, Greg.
Maybe even punch them or
yeah.
fight
This is just going to be a man bashing this episode.
But if you're,
I mean, men kind of deserved it this time.
If you're threatened by a woman, it's not like you can just fight her, right? And if you're extra
not
mean
with that
to her,
attitude.
If you're extra mean to her, then somebody might call you out on it.
Hey, I'm 5'3". I can fight any woman I want.
You got some things very wrong, Rebecca. You absolutely can fight any woman you want as a man.
There you go.
Well,
it's actually somewhat easier.
You might face more consequences.
You definitely will. From this patriarchal justice system that punishes men harsher for crimes.
Well,
oh well. Well, the well was a deep hole, and you fell in. You'd be a stupid fool. Goddamn, that's a fucking Britishism for my...
I haven't heard you say that one before.
Really?
You never finish it.
Well is a deep hole, and you fell in. You'd be a stupid fool.
Yeah, you never say the end of it.
Just what you're supposed to say when you say well, I guess. Don't ask me. It's British. It made sense to them, but they call cookies biscuits. Who knows?
I think the reason why fucking men get in more trouble if they fucking hurt women is because you guys have a physical upper hand.
No, I can tell you exactly why men get in trouble. Let me mansplain this to you.
Well, you also have men judging other men most of the time, right? So
Let me mansplain you. I enjoy the fact you're trying to make it worse, but you can make it a lot worse. You can make it a lot worse if you want.
No. I can tell you
You're not
exactly.
trying hard enough.
I can tell you. Well, I don't want to go like deep into the chasm. I just want to like fuck around.
Rebecca, can I go deep into the chasm?
No, Greg, stop fucking being nasty.
Greg, gross.
Come on, that's no fair.
You make babies, so no.
You fucking twofers. You don't want any part of that shit.
Especially Rebecca.
Ugh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I am the daughter of a twin, so.
Oh yeah, your dad is a twin. What a freak.
Yeah, he is.
I think your dad's like half guppy.
I think you're half guppy.
Anyways. Okay, let's say you
your
have...
dad's trying to become a Christian.
Oh, Jesus, don't get me fucking started on that shit. Let's say you have a society. 10 men, 10 women, right?
Okay.
Okay. Which will hurt that society more? Losing, 3 men and 3 women, or losing 6 men?
The 3-3.
Yes. Because women, they can breed those motherfuckers back again. But your breeding rate is limited by your women amount. Yeah, no, that's the reason why.
Men are expendable.
Men are expendable. That is exactly why. That is the underpinning of basically our entire society. You don't have to like it, but you don't have to like reality either. And I'm not saying these rules make sense, or they're not even rules. They're just outright facts. They don't have to make sense today. We evolved with these things, so we're kind of stuck with it until we can get our fucking monkey brains out. Hold on, be right back.
I'm finally on the ship.
I don't know what the fuck is happening here in this game that I'm playing. Do you know what the fuck we're supposed to be doing, Ari?
Defeat Amorets. I don't know. That's where I'm at. You guys aren't here?
Oh, I just spawned somewhat near, I guess. I don't know. This fucking
I've just
game.
I've just been following the markers, that's all.
Well, now they're.
I'm not actually paying attention in the dialogue, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, no, I don't know what the fuck is. Well, something's not working right. I don't think. I don't know.
You guys getting this cutscene?
I guess
okay, I'm back.
They were just yielding to us because we're better than them, I guess.
Oh yeah, I'm out of cutscene. I should be close to this boss. We've got some more Blizzard news.
Yeah, you are near.
Warcraft 3 Reforged was a long-awaited reimagining of one of Blizzard's most popular games. This is also from Bloomberg, I'm guessing Jason Schreier. Blizzard President J. Allen Brock called the original title monumentally important. When Reforged was announced in 2018, the company promised over 4 hours of updated in-game cutscenes and re-recorded voiceovers. But the project was never a priority for the company, in part because a remaster of an old strategy game had little chance of becoming the type of billion-dollar product that Activision wanted, according to people who asked not to be named because they weren't authorized to speak on company matters.
Sounds about right, doesn't it?
This is a story that I'm certain would get Greg's attention, because they basically
I got a second wind off a boss.
They basically had a Konami situation here. Making a profit wasn't good enough. No. If it doesn't make all the money, it's not worth doing. This whole obsession with maximizing shareholder value and chasing a impossible to maintain ever-increasing double-digit growth rate, it's going to crash this entire fucking economy, but gaming soon, too. It's just unsustainable, and we have numerous companies that are only interested in stuff like this these days. When Blizzard pressured to focus on its biggest franchises, Warcraft 3 Reforged couldn't get the ambitious budget that its leaders wanted. When Warcraft 3 Reforged was released on January 28, 2020, it was widely panned, earning a 59 out of 100 on the review aggregation website Metacritic. The game was buggy and missing the components that Blizzard had promised earlier. The updated cutscenes, sequences that develop the storyline but aren't part of the gameplay, and re-recorded voiceovers. The remake even lacked features that the original Warcraft 3 had contained in 2002, such as a ladder system that ranked competitive players. Blizzard had also disabled the original version of the game on its digital platform, so the inferior remake was the only version fans could easily play. In the weeks after launch, Blizzard promised to update the game and add some of those features over time, but 18 months later, they are still nowhere to be found. At the time, the company apologized for the launch and said it had chosen to backtrack on updating the cinematics because, quote, we did not want the in-game cutscenes to steer too far from the original game. But the documentation produced after its release, as well as interviews with 11 people who worked on or close to the game, indicate that Reforged was actually rescoped due to budget cuts and internal arguments over the game's direction. Small teams like Classic Games, which work on remakes like Reforged, were all but ignored in favor of potential billion-dollar games like Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. Blizzard even canceled some of its other projects in favor of the proven hits. 8 months after the release of Warcraft 3 Reforged, the Classic Games team was dismantled. Bob Breidenbecker, the head of the Classic Games team, was known for an aggressive managerial style, for taking frequent trips out of the country during production, and a tendency to give unrealistic deadlines. Miscommunication became a serious issue across the team, as did arguments over the scope and art style, according to people familiar with the matter.
Well, that's part of the game, so making me wish I could sled.
So, I mean, basically, we've heard all this shit before, haven't we? They couldn't make every single dollar possible, and making some of the dollars just not good enough. It's not going to make you every penny.
How many times have I ranted about this before?
One time too few, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's part of the problem with these companies when they get acquired and become too big. They just, it's not good enough to be in the black anymore and make what the designers and the developers want to make and what they're happy with making. It's not good enough. You need all the money. You can't be happy with just being in the black.
Yeah, fuck making a really good game and making $100 or $200 million. No. 100, 200 million, fuck that. If you can't sell loot boxes for 4 years and make $1 billion, you might as well not even fucking try.
Yeah.
And of course, we also have the classic managerial incompetence and outright lying to consumers. So, which are just becoming standard in industry. I kind of feel a little bit bad about buying Diablo 2 Resurrected, but I guess it's a good thing I pre-ordered it ahead of time, so I can't sit here and complain about the morality of it, because otherwise I might work myself into a fit to not buy it. So, because apparently I'm the one motherfucker in this country who can actually boycott things successfully.
Can it actually be canceled?
No, that's the thing. I don't think Sony likes to give you your money back for pre-orders. So, and I don't think they would take Blizzard are a bunch of meanie poo-poo heads as a valid reason to give you your money back.
Yeah, probably not.
So, this story fucking infuriates me. Publisher Electronic Arts and developer Motive have announced a Dead Space remake for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. Release date was not announced. No yay.
Dead Space remake.
This makes me...
I'm going to get a yay every time.
This makes me so fucking angry. They had a perfectly good fucking franchise on their hands. It was fine. It was exceeding expectations. And what did they fucking do? They fucking murdered it. They wrapped their hands around its neck, and they fucking strangled it to death.
Yeah, this was, what, 10 years ago?
And now they're like, oh, that was actually a good idea. We should remake it. Maybe you shouldn't have fucking destroyed the original franchise.
You can't get mad over something that happens 10 years ago like it happened yesterday.
Yes, I can.
I've already grieved.
I'm getting mad at a new thing. That they're bringing this back, and now we're supposed to act like, oh, yay, EA. No, you shouldn't have fucking killed it in the first place.
I agree, but, again, grieved that 10 years ago.
Nah, you're letting him off too light.
It's like you're just learning Elvis is dead or something.
What, Elvis is fucking dead?
Oh my.
He was overrated anyways.
He really was. Hey, you guys think I should do some more drugs and eat some more food even though I'm getting kind of pudgy and over? Yeah, King, you're doing great. Keep doing it.
Wait, were you being
That's an old Bill Burr.
Or were
that
you
was
being
an old Bill Burr bit.
Were you being Elvis, or were you being
Elvis? Yeah.
Were you being?
He surrounded himself with all these people, right? And not one of them told him to put down the fucking cheeseburger.
Well, you were
not one of them.
You were kind of sounding like Bill Clinton there.
And cocaine.
Yeah, not one of them. Not one of them was a no man. He just surrounded by yes men, and he died as a result.
Well,
tell me he didn't.
That's what rich people deserve. I mean, they bring it on themselves, literally. Wait, what are we doing here?
The next phase of the quest?
Oh, I didn't even see Hammerlock there. Here's some news for Rebecca, which I already told Rebecca, but Rebecca gets to hear it again because Rebecca. Genshin Impact will add Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West as a playable character as part of its 2.1 update, developer MiHoYo announced in collaboration with Sony Interactive Entertainment. She's going to be a cryo archer.
Which I already have the best cryo archer, so fuck Aloy.
Although, given her jawline, she should probably have been an Earth Elemental. So
there is no Earths.
What is Zhongli then?
Oh wait, yeah, I guess they are.
Woman, don't you fucking talk shit. You played this game too much to not know everything about it.
Geo. I don't know, I don't use that. It's fire, lightning, and cryo. And water.
Just because you're using the things that are powerful that kill enemies.
Shit, the geomancers are only useful against, like, the geomunculus, or whatever the fuck they call it.
And then to finish up all the news, we've got a bunch of sales figures. Everyone's favorite thing. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus has sold 500,000 units in its first 2 weeks of release.
Wow.
Publisher Serenity Forge and developer Team Salvato.
They gotta be happy with that.
You got it, yeah. 500,000 for that game?
Yeah.
In 2
weeks?
weeks?
Game that was once free?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta be super duper happy. See, look, they're not out trying to make all the money ever.
No, well, it's just one guy, and, well, I think he hired some other people, but no, he's like, oh, cool, some of the money. I want some of the money. That's neat. So.
I mean, a lot of the people who are buying it probably are the ones who played it for free on Steam. So.
Well, I know I played it for free on Steam and bought it 3 times. I think Greg pre-ordered it.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the PS4 copy.
Yeah. I was going to keep mine in the box. I bought a PS4 copy, a Switch copy, and I have a digital PS4 copy.
Oh, yeah, the PS4 copy is mine.
Yeah. And Ari already platinumed the fucking thing.
Yep.
So.
He's a digital holder.
Well, I bought it digitally, too. So. I could play it right now. Total worldwide sales for Soul Calibur 6 have surpassed 2 million copies, Bandai Namco announced. Not sure they're as happy about that as Doki Doki Literature Club is, but I don't know. I don't know if
drops greens and whites.
I don't know if 2 million is good for a fighting game, but I hope it is, because I like Soul Calibur. For a genre I hate, it's my favorite game in that genre, so. And mostly because it has character creation and you can usually wear capes. I am a very simple fucking person. Total worldwide shipments and digital sales for the Disgaea series, the entire series, have surpassed 5 million units worldwide. That seems kinda low. But
Say that again?
the entire Disgaea series has now shipped 5 million units. That's across 6 games, including some re-releases. I mean, if they're turning a profit, and they have to be because they made 6 of them, if they're turning a profit off of these games, good on them. I'd rather they exist than not. And again, they seem to be perfectly content to keep making games and make some of the money instead of throwing a tantrum because they're not making all of the money.
You ever get the feeling that Japanese companies are way more liable to do that than these American companies? Just not be swayed so much by unfettered greed.
Square Enix. Konami.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but then Square Enix goes out and does something like I Am Setsuna and Final Fantasy Pocket Edition.
Well, they keep their fingers in a lot of pies, I guess.
Yeah, they seem to.
But Konami. Konami's as bad as any Western developer. Publisher, I should say.
He didn't say all Japanese companies.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
I guess, but there's only like 3 really big Japanese game publishers, right? There's like Capcom, Square Enix, and Konami. Who the fuck are the rest?
I mean, I'm sure there's some.
I mean, there's 2 big European ones, CD Projekt and Ubisoft. Well, I guess we have THQ Nordic.
Yeah.
THQ Nordic.
You dare forget about THQ Nordic.
THQ Nordic, yeah, they don't produce anything of value. They're not chasing all of the money. They're chasing none of the money. They're just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to keep making the same fucking 6 out of 10 games into perpetuity. Apparently this works somehow, so fuck it. Keep making them.
With no quality control.
No quality control at all.
If the developer ain't gonna do it, we sure as fuck ain't.
You want some old fucking simple, at best, AA quality games? We're gonna make them, but buyer beware. By the way, Biomutant was on sale on Amazon for $30, but I'm getting perilously close to fucking throwing a tantrum about ever buying anything on Amazon again. Rebecca.
Why?
Just Jeff Bezos and that whole fucking penis rocket and his cowboy hat. I'm just like, why am I giving this monster any of my money? Getting harder and harder to justify that. And Rebecca knows how I am about boycotts. Once I boycott, they stay boycotted. But it's hard because Amazon, you have to like hard to get shit without them. Go to Walmart. Go to Home Depot. Well, not Home Depot, Lowe's, because I boycotted Home Depot. They have Bonite at Walmart. They have the exact same brand, just smaller amount.
They don't have it anymore. They only carry it very fucking limitedly.
Well, then I'd go to Lowe's and check there.
Oh yeah, look at it at Lowe's.
And they've got a lot of fucking, like, farming supply places here. I could always go to... What's it?
Yeah, we do have that,
I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, right across that street there.
Yeah. From that place near the Kroger. In the Jack and Box.
Yeah. Where CC's used to be.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, like... I was thinking about this.
Strain and stuff going on, because I was really wanting feces.
I'm vaccinated. Fuck them. I'm not gonna be the ones dying.
You guys gonna make me platform?
A little bit. Yeah, I was thinking about this because of that fucking Jeff Bezos thing. This motherfucker, this lazy-eyed fucking bald-ass Dr. Evil sociopath, fucking goes up to space on a penis rocket, like, most phallic-looking fucking thing you've seen since watching the fucking Austin Powers movies. And he gets down to Earth, and he puts on a fucking cowboy hat and thanks his fucking customers and employees. And I'm just like, you piece of shit. A lot of people think politics is, like, complicated, and they get lost in the partisan shit and the fucking labels and the isms. I can make things real fucking simple as just an entry point to politics from which everyone can kind of fucking pick their sides. We can do nuance from this position, but getting your toes wet and setting up a lot of your fucking basal positions is not that hard. Just got to answer two questions. First one is, do you think your neighbors should or have a fucking right that they should have healthcare, food, clothing, shelter in sufficient quality and quantity to thrive and survive? If your answer is no, well, then you're my fucking political nemesis. And that's, whatever, it's not a bad thing. You're a piece of shit, you're immoral, I hate you, I want to destroy your dreams for the future. But politics isn't a fucking bipartisan game where we all get to fucking compromise and get along. No, it's a battle of ideas, and someone has to fucking win. But assuming everyone here agrees that people shouldn't fucking die in the fucking streets from lack of corporate health care, everyone should have fucking food and water and air and clothes and shelter and all that shit.
Well, hold on. Everyone?
Everyone. Everyone should have access.
Everyone's a lot of people.
Everyone should have
Even the murderers?
Even the murderers should have access to this shit.
It's like saying believe all women. It's like when they say believe women. All of them?
No, it's not like that. If someone is a murderer, someone has committed a crime in your society, right? You owe them some certain protections.
How about 80%, 88%?
No,
Best
all
I
of
can
them.
do.
All of them.
No, all.
What about the crazy ones?
They especially deserve it because they can't get it for themselves in a capitalist system. This is something society has to provide people.
We especially need to provide for the people who can't provide for themselves.
Yes. If you agree with that proposition, right? I'm not saying like how we're going to do this or whether it can even be done. And I'm not even saying
this guy over here.
I'm not even saying, hey, all the criminals or all the lazy people. I mean, I think all the criminals and all the lazy people should fucking. I don't think you should have to fucking work to fucking have all these things because I don't think society requires it. Honestly, I think you should have to work if you want an iPad and a PlayStation. But I don't think you should have to work to fucking eat and not die of exposure and shit like that. But assuming we all agree with that, or even assuming we don't, whatever, make your own fucking decisions. If you agree with the first premise, though, then the second premise that inevitably follows is, do you still believe this even if it means Jeff Bezos can't pretend to be a space cowboy? And if you believe both parts of that, then congratulations, welcome to the fucking socialist revolution, motherfucker. Now we're just haggling over details, but we're on the fucking same side. Like, politics isn't that fucking hard to whittle down into its basic forms. Are you still playing that loot game?
Who, me?
Yeah.
This, so...
No, I'm doing some Borderlands 3.
Oh.
I gotta get to level 10.
Oh. He's gonna have this game platinum in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wish.
And then Ari's gonna get a PlayStation 5 and we're gonna be like, hey, let's all platinum Borderlands 3. And Greg's like, I already did that.
He's like, Sean.
Is that what we're waiting on?
Ari or Jared. Well, I don't want to play Borderlands 3 without them because it would be a good podcast game. Ari's sitting here like, oh no, you can fucking plat it without me. I don't want to play this again.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Borderlands 3 plat next week. Let's go.
Or we could just do all the DLC. It's gonna take a while.
No, I'm fine with doing the DLC. Greg, but you might want to level
Whatever
up.
we do, we're keeping this in the PlayStation for a little while as a podcast game because I don't feel like switching my discs out.
Until Diablo, hopefully. I somehow get the subtle impression everyone was sick of Avengers.
A little bit.
And just a smidge.
It's now out of my PlayStation and will not return for a while.
She's not even playing on her PlayStation 5. Just ignore her. But, I mean, we could have tried Shadow Warrior 2.
Playing this, yeah, I don't want to switch
But
games.
we would have had to play like an introductory mission, and I don't know. I don't even know if everybody has Shadow Warrior 2, so I know Ari does. I know you have it. I know I have it. I don't know if Greg does. I don't know if Jared does.
And
So
Jared left, so we can't ask him.
yeah, I can ask him on Discord later. We still have a little bit more of the podcast to go.
Really?
Yes, publisher Nexon Korea and developer Nat Games have announced Project Magnum, a new looter shooter for consoles and PC. It is planned for worldwide release. Project Magnum is a PC and console-based game that combines RPG play with third-person shooter combat. It presents
What the fuck are we supposed to get up here?
It presents beautiful visuals and attractive, unique characters based in a science fiction style player versus environment worldview. It also provides exciting battles using various skills and guns, as well as the fun of high quality player versus environment shooter battles that target huge bosses. So hey, maybe it won't suck and we'll have another podcast game, but we don't know anything else about it. And finally, total series sales for Detroit Become Human have surpassed 6 million units across PlayStation 4 and PC. Developer Quantic Dreams announced they have to be pretty fucking happy with that. 6 million seems like a lot. So, now the last thing to do for the podcast. Rebecca! We read some Chaos Child, didn't we? Chapter 4.
You read something else. I read it weeks ago.
Okay, well tell us all about it.
No, Nathan, you're the last one to read it.
What?
Yeah.
No, I think Ari was the last one to read it, technically.
Oh,
Yeah,
go
but you
ahead,
took
Ari.
notes.
What?
Nathan
took-
took notes. I don't.
So I'm the adult here? Jesus.
I've never heard this guy complain about talking in my life.
This podcast, it's me and the flotsam that surrounds me. That's this podcast.
Well, what chapters did we talked about? Did we cover chapter 4 last?
No, we covered chapter 3 last time. We're on chapter 4 this time.
Well, chapter 4, the guy dies and they fucking
Okay, now I'll do it.
do stuff.
Wadabe, the reporter from the Internet News Channel, he died. He vomited up a
Awful way.
massive clump of sumo stickers on stage in the school. Naturally, they had to cancel this festival they've been planning the entire beginning of the game.
Yeah, and they kept showing that image and it kept making me sick.
Yeah, it was kind of a gross image. There's a little bit of ew involved there. We still don't know why that Kunosato chick was at school or who knocked on the door Wadabe was in. But the chapter starts out with some of the main characters, some of the newspaper club. These fucking kids. How many times do you have to be at scene of a murder before these police are just like, no, you're not leaving again?
Shinjo and Mio, the chick, they were there because they suspected there might be an attack here because they were expecting something to go down because they were calling out the murders. And Mio is a student there at that school.
I want to say... Oh, you mean Kunosato?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have trouble...
Mio.
I have trouble buying that fucking student shit. She's like...
She is...
supposed to be 17 and whatever.
She's a student that never attends the classes, but they do cover that she...
So she's like me, except she's accomplished at things.
She was walking around the school already as a student she was attending that day because she suspected something would fucking go down. And Shinjo was there because he was told to expect that something would go down. So that's why they were able to respond immediately.
Okay, well apparently you paid more attention to that part than I did. Right, I said Kunosato is apparently the same age as Takaru, but doesn't go to school because reasons.
She doesn't fucking get anything out of it.
Man, if only I had that fucking option. Oh wait, I did skip
Cover
school.
that. Feels like it's a waste of her fucking time.
God, she's my spirit animal, isn't she?
I mean, she's kind of a dick, too.
Hey! I've got way bigger boobs than she does, to be fair.
Yeah.
Mm,
She's still kind of hot, though.
I'd do her. You know, once she gets a year older.
You sure don't look like 17.
I mean, whatever, you can say that, but that's not gonna get you out of jail, is it?
Hey, in some states, fucking still legal.
But yeah, Taku, Kazuki, and Arimura are being interrogated by Kunosato and Shinjo about the death, and I remember at one point when Shinjo's talking to Taku, Taku just thinks about the fact that Shinjo is apparently a wrong-sider. It's like, come on, guy. Come on. Are you still doing that shit?
Fucking wrong side.
Fucking wrong-siders.
Yes, he's gonna do it all
But
through the fucking game.
He's a wrong-sider because Shinjo uses an old flip phone.
Which is funny, because he also, Taku also makes fun of people who use...
Who are just, use gadgets for trendy reasons.
Yeah, he uses his for, good reasons.
Well, yeah.
And he's on his phone all the time.
He might be the
So
most
he uses
authentic
it.
fucking teenage boy I've ever seen in a visual novel.
I know. They do
There
such
you
a
go.
good job.
He might honestly
Yeah.
just be.
That's the way to flip it on its head. I
Full
like
of,
it.
full of hypocrisy and angst. That's,
Yeah.
man.
And he's super annoying, just like a teenage boy.
Stupid tanks. Trying to do some reading here. And
Wait, did we already defeat the Wendigo?
there's a Wendigo?
Hey, we're supposed to be hunting a Wendigo.
No, we sifted through some Wendigo shit. I remember that. That was the last thing we did that was Wendigo related.
Then Takaru ends up talking to Arimura, and she's trying to slowly make him less stiff and awkward around her, which, I mean, good luck with that. After the interrogation at the school, Kunosato and Shinjo are overseeing Watabi's autopsy, which is... I'm not sure why this scene was in there. Its sole purpose was...
In there to show you just how fucking deeply embedded in the body the fucking sumo stickers are.
I know, but I already assumed that, they were in there. I had assumed they got there through natural means, he just swallowed them. So...
They have to fucking clarify that. So that
Oh,
it's
they
not
clarified
just
it,
an
but
assumption.
it was...
Yeah.
It was so... I don't think it really was all that necessary.
Some of us catch on to things faster than others, so it's there for those that are a little slower.
Is that a compliment?
I suppose
Is it?
you would take it that way. However, I don't know, it took you a really, really long time to come to the conclusion about the main character.
I came to the conclusion before the story told me.
Yes, slightly before.
Slightly my ass.
He comes into my room all proud, oh, I realized this thing about Taco, and I was like, you just realized that?
What thing did you realize?
We'll get to it.
Eddie.
Watabi.
That's no
door
fair.
unlocking and
My-
the monitors. You know
My
what
my
I mean,
note
you know.
my note after that is Watabi got the Omnoms for sumo stickers.
Of course.
Newspaper Club meets up after school after Taku, Kazuki, and Aramura are taken to the police station. That poor Aramura, she practically fucking lives there. And they discuss a possible psychic connection they overheard Shinjo and Kunosato talk about. This was a bit contrived. The only reason they stumbled onto this is because they overheard Kunosato talk about it. I mean, I'm not
Somebody
saying that.
else want to do this puzzle.
Oh, there's a puzzle?
Yeah.
I'll let Rebecca do it because I'm reading.
I don't think
Okay.
I'm anywhere near the puzzle because I went to the thing.
So what thing?
Towards the icon.
That's where the puzzle is.
Oh.
Wait, so
Where I am.
what's supposed to be
why
done?
aren't you guys fighting all this stuff? Did you somehow manage to get past it without it?
I just ran past to the objective. That's what I did.
What's the
Well, that's why you spawned everything that's killing me. Okay, got it.
what's the goal of this puzzle?
You're supposed to
Well, I
mix
can't
something.
get to the puzzle because I'm gonna fucking die every time trying to get there. So, because you guys didn't fight anything, but you sure as shit spawned it all.
Ah, whatever. I'll wait for Rebecca.
I can't get there. I'm dying. Constantly.
I hate how the enemies move in Borderlands games. They don't move like living things. They move like computer programs moving on a grid. Erratically. Another trash legendary. No, at least the game drops legendaries. Did you get there yet?
I'm near you.
I'm not where the puzzle is. You need to get to the puzzle to get to... Oh, we gotta be up on these other flight of stairs, don't we?
Yeah, I'm not sure where to go. Getting knocked off of shit. Oh, now I'm like stuck under some stairs. That I don't want to.
Woman, where are you?
There.
Jesus.
I'm stuck under some stairs. I just said I got knocked
Go
under
upstairs.
some stairs.
Anyways. So they
Anyways,
over
you're more into Chaos Child now. It sure sounds like.
they overheard Kunosato and Shinjo talk about some psychic connection, and that's when they, I guess, well, they didn't want to believe that psychic powers were involved, but apparently all the previous victims had some form of psychic power or another. That's when I realized that, okay, yeah, Shinjo is definitely a fucking psychic himself. That's how he keeps getting into places he shouldn't be able to get into.
I had to figure out the layout of this. We want radioactive jellyfish water is the order.
Okay, well, I don't know what these things are.
But I don't know what corresponds to what.
Taku ends up going to the orphanage where he talks with Kurusu and has another fucking weird-ass, pervy fucking trigger. I think this is about washing her back? What is it about Japanese and washing people's back as, like, a form of titillation? This is not the first time I've seen this. Must be a cultural thing, because I sure as fuck don't get it. Since Taku is now, hyperventilating about psychic powers, he's getting more involved in the conspiracy investigation shit again. But more than that, he really wants his phone back, so he's going to try to break into the hospital again to try to get his phone back. I don't know what his plan is for, like, if he finds his phone. He doesn't seem to have thought that part out. Because, like, I don't know how he's supposed to get it back?
Yeah. I didn't really get that part either. I was like, you're going here to get this, but you ran away from them before because you were scared they might be the murderers.
Yeah,
you
like...
still don't know that they aren't.
This kind of reminds me of the event in Steins Gate where, the main character goes to confront... what's the crazy... Shining Finger. He goes to confront Shining Finger at her apartment, and... Like, he doesn't really have a plan for how he's going to get her phone, but... He's more than willing to use force. And seems a lot more determined and hardened for a task like this, whereas... The main character in Chaos Child is just like, what are you gonna do? You ran away from a fucking little girl last time. Like
and
this.
You think that little girl has your phone? So
yeah, this isn't going to get any easier for you. You realize that, right?
She's not gonna not be a little girl anymore.
You're not gonna stop being afraid. But he recruits. Well, he goes and tells Caruso that he needs to get his phone back. He's mostly going in there to check up on her because of her injury, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like, no, don't go, you're gonna get yourself fucking killed. And he's like, yeah, goodbye. He manages to convince Sarika and Aito to come with him. Because when you're trying to infiltrate a hospital, having more people, none of which are particularly competent or brave, makes sense. Okay, Sarika
helped him get in there the first time, and the second time.
It makes sense for Sarika. Aito, not so much. I don't see what Aito brings to the table.
I think Aito decided to join them on his own.
Okay.
He was like, no, you're not going by yourself. But then he instantly regretted it. He had instant regret.
Hey, I found a present. Taku has a vision of the little girl he got scared by at the hospital killing everybody. I don't know if these visions are ever going to pay off or if they're just him imagining shit, but right now the odds of either seem to be 50-50, so who knows.
Of course, when you find out how the powers work, he really needs to stop imagining people being stronger than they are.
Well, he's like got what, telekinesis or something?
Psychokinesis.
Whatever, same thing.
They explain how it works in the game, so...
Well, yeah. You're using it to alter reality and change people's perceptions and... Yeah.
Essentially, you signal it.
If a tree falls in the forest and everyone pretends it didn't, I guess it didn't. That's basically the psychic premise of Chaos Child. So, just if that bothers you from a philosophical perspective, well, too bad, I guess. Hey, Rebecca, I raised somebody.
Oh, I did not. I ended up at a hunt. This is not good.
What are these things that are just blasting me with acid? Oh, is it this flying bitch? Yeah, it's these flying fuckers. Okay. Oh, I can see them. They go into the hospital, they sneak in the back entrance. It's amazing how these doors are open. Actually, it's not Taku that's causing it this time. They end up hearing footsteps as they're going up the staircase, and of course they run away from them. They just assume, correctly in this case, that it's the old lady and the creepy little girl that out-fucking braved them last time. And so they end up running into a quote-unquote autopsy room, which I guess they mean the morgue. And they, at some point, realize that there's a lot more than two sets of footsteps coming towards them, that for some reason this old lady and this little girl at this hospital potentially have some muscle, so they decide to hide in some of the corpse drawers. And of course, Taku and Sarika go into one, and Aito gets put in another. Unfortunately for Aito, he gets put in one that's already occupied, so feel a little bit bad for my boy I2 there. They end
I
up...
was trying to go in the same one with Sarika and Taku.
Yeah, and... God, I can't remember the exact lines, but... fucking Taku was like, no, I'm going into the one with Sarika because she's scared. And I2 was like, I'm scared too!
Yeah. I felt so bad for him.
Poor I2.
I sometimes hate that character, but sometimes I really like him.
It's that fucking douchey smirk on his face.
I
It's impossible to like him when... What? You like that smirk? I want to fucking reach up through the screen and smack his cartoon ass. Not his ass, but he's an ass. Never mind.
We know what you want to smack.
How dare you, sir? After I tell you about perhaps the best $2 game ever. Not named Mr. Masagi.
Making me spend money.
You're fucking welcome for that one. I consider my Steins Gate debt repaid.
Well, that is way fucking overboard.
Shut up!
Way overboard.
That's not a Wendigo. Wendigo look like British stage actors in Confederate uniforms.
Well, this is how they're supposed to look in lore.
Yeah, it is pretty close. It's got the horns. This guy's frail. It's pale.
Pretty good representation.
I see everyone's using the guns I gave them. Or at least one of you is.
Me.
I mean, do you have anything better?
No.
I didn't think so.
I wasn't complaining.
They end up hiding from this group of people that go through the morgue and enter a secret door in the hospital. Just how convenient that they ended up running into the one place with the secret door. I agree with Rebecca. They later confirmed that Sarika doesn't have psychic powers. I think they should have left that on the table. Because Sarika is by far the best character in this visual novel.
For sure.
Like, not best as in the most interesting, but best as in the most useful, by far.
Most useful? I also think she's interesting. I like her.
And she's interesting, but they just capture the little teenage shithead so well with Taku.
Yeah.
It's hard not to like that character just from a writing perspective. Hey!
And I mean,
I got a trophy finally.
He get, like, between Aito and him, like, they definitely play off each other to both be fucking shitty teenager boys. But you know, the one is the more loserish one, and the other one thinks he's cooler than he is.
Aito seems more genuine. Like, he seems to have opinions that don't necessarily fall into that, like, he still does shit that's definitely posturing, but he doesn't seem as crippled by...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's the more secure one.
Yeah.
In his status.
In his douchey teenage boyness.
Yeah. And fucking Taku is always trying to essentially live up to fucking Aito's level.
Not even no, he's trying to live way above Aito's level.
Well, yeah.
And it's like he doesn't want to have like any fucking flaws to be perceived. Like he has to know fucking
Aito to know he has any flaws, even though Aito is very well aware of your flaws and points them out all the time. Because that's what boys
that's what boys do. Well, you know, you got to put someone else down because if you can't raise yourself up, you might as well elevate yourself by comparison.
Yeah. So.
But they hide from this group of people that go through a secret door, and they're just so lucky that a piece of fabric gets caught in the sliding mechanical door that allows them to follow them down into the basement. And,
oh, I fell into Doom.
Is this when you realized, something?
No, I realized it, I realized it earlier when they were talking about when they first did the revelation of everyone being killed having a psychic power.
I realized it when he opened the hospital door the first time.
This is a competition, woman.
Well, that's what losers say when they're losing.
Woman. And then they end the chapter. The end of this chapter really pissed me off. Because then they just end it in some fucking throwaway fucking cliffhanger vision where some fucking giant sumo face thing like ambushes them and crushes Sarika into a small ball of gore, and that's where the chapter ends.
Oh yeah, I fucking hated that part. I was like about to fucking quit, and then I was like, wait. Maybe it's a delusion.
Yeah, I ended the chapter by saying Taku's Esper power activates and allows him to open the secret door. They go downstairs, and the chapter ends in a super bullshit hallucination that's immediately retconned.
Yeah.
So
You hope.
No, I'm not even gonna let people listening to this dwell on that. Literally, like the next fucking sentence, it's over. It's just Taku spazzing out again.
It was super like, I was like, I know this is a hallucination, but
If Sarika dies, are you gonna quit reading, Rebecca?
probably. I don't know.
What? Anybody could die at any time. You continue.
You press on.
If
You
any
won't
of
even-
the others die, I don't care, but
What? You don't care about Aitu?
I mean, he kind of seems like he's gonna die. I don't know.
Fucking matriarchy over here. Men lives matter, woman.
If Caruso dies, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, she's the best character in the other story. Actually, that's hard. I have trouble deciding
No.
whether the
It's
main
Caruso
character or
in the other
Karisu are the best in Steins Gate. But yeah, that's where chapter
Caruso
4
in
ends,
this
and
one, it's Karisu in the other one.
even though I read
Names
chapter
aren't the
5,
same.
even though I read chapter 5 as well, we do not need to do 2 chapters. Give Ari some time to catch up. By the way, Ari, they immediately retcon the end of chapter 4 at the beginning of chapter 5.
Yeah, I figured.
So you don't need to be upset. And
I'm not upset.
Yeah.
stuff.
So,
You
that
should've
is
been.
chapter 4 of Chaos Child, a surprisingly quick and straightforward chapter compared to the rest. I guess chapter 5's not that long either.
No, it's really not.
Maybe I'll read chapter 6 sometime soon.
I didn't read chapter 6 yet.
I'm caught up to Woman Face. And that should do it for the 3G podcast, unless anyone has anything else to talk about.
What?
What?
This podcast does not revolve around you, sir.
I said unless
He
any...
said unless
There's-
anyone else
what?
has anything else to
What?
say.
Okay,
3 hours.
go on and tell us about the game you bought, Greg.
3 hours is a bit much.
You don't want to talk about the game you bought?
The game I bought. There you
Didn't
go,
you-
assuming things.
Yeah, it's you. And you already told me, so it's not much
I
of an
mean, I
assumption.
probably did buy a game. That's not what I was going to talk about. I started 2 guides since the last podcast.
Oh. Well,
I'm
should've
sure you
covered
know
that
one
at
of
the
them.
Beginning when we were talking
Disgaea
about
6?
About what you did.
Yeah, we probably should have. No, I wouldn't do Disgaea 6. No,
Oh.
no.
I thought Alex roped you into it.
He tried. He did try, but I've never... I played Disgaea 1. It wasn't my bag of tea. It wasn't my cup of tea. Wasn't my bag. Couldn't get into it. So when he tried, I was immediately no. Although this game plays itself thing is kind of interesting.
No, it doesn't have any trophies, Greg. Wait for the PS4
Oh.
version.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it does have trophies, but not. It's on the Switch right now, so apparently.
No, I started the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
and Disco Elysium.
Oh, you actually gave in and started that.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with the one guide I found online. IGN has a guide, haven't looked at it. Polygon has some stuff. Didn't bother. There's a guide on Neoseeker. It doesn't look that great. GameFAQs has absolutely nothing.
Wow, I'm
So-
surprised.
And I love those type of games, so we'll see.
I recently bought that game on the summer sale myself. Andrew and
I
Sarah's
know. You
present
made me
went
go
towards
buy
that.
it.
So, I didn't spend their money on horror games. I spent their money on things that actually might not suck.
They
I
gave
played
me
it-
a gift card and I used it on a string trimmer.
I played it a little bit, and boy, does it have a bunch of success percentage chances.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
And
assume
oh
I'm going to be
boy, am
save
I-
loading through that game a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But it has two different versions with two different trophy lists, Greg.
Interesting.
So you can go play that PS5 version anytime.
Anyway, that's my little update.
That's cool. I'm still working on Mass Effect 2, in case anyone cares.
Did you all
And
get
I-
to see the pink moon the other night?
No, I didn't look outside.
No?
If I wanted to see a pink moon, I'd fucking make it on a computer screen somewhere.
It's not the same as seeing it in reality, you bitch.
I had really good seats to a fucking solar eclipse a few years ago. I'm good with celestial observances for now. I always hear about some meteor storm or some shit, and I go outside and look, and there's fucking nothing going on, so I didn't bother.
Oh, the moon actually was pink. I went and looked.
Nah, I should have looked. You should have told me. Why didn't my wife tell me about this thing that I could have seen?
Because it was all over Facebook. I figured you'd see it.
Uh-huh. You failed the buddy test.
That and you were not awake when I went and looked.
Yeah, that's probably true. Well, I do have one more thing I can talk about. Totally self-indulgent. It's fine. That's what this
That
podcast
pink
is
moon
about.
led to a lot of trouble this weekend for me at work.
Crazy people.
Oh, it was fucking awful. Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah, apparently the full moon is coordinated with, or correlated with crazy people being crazy.
Yeah, that's part of where some werewolf mythology comes from.
Is there a psychological reason why that's the case? Is anyone...
Yeah.
Because people are just awake longer and there's more light at night? So they act fruity?
Yeah, it fucks with your cycle, your mental cycle and stuff, and chemicals in the brain. We're impacted by the moon the way that the tides are. Similar shit there.
The tides go in, the tides come out.
That's
You can't
weird.
explain that.
The moon made me play more video games. Fucking odd.
Yeah, strange shit. The moon made me get 20 platinums. Fucking moon. Are you sure it wasn't a platinum moon?
I did go out and get a bunch of platinums just because I saw your freaking rampage. I didn't get no 20, but I probably got at least 10 to 12.
Well, I'm glad I can be a trendsetter, I guess.
Maybe 10ish.
Well, I want to make Mass Effect 3 my 250, and now I realize that I started the year with 164 platinums. I am at 248. If I can get to 264, I will have gained 100 platinums in 1 year. That seems pretty fucking crazy, so I think I'm going to do that.
Fucking whore.
Yeah.
Goddamn whore.
I want to make, I mean, this is going to be my big trophy hoard year, so I guess might as well make it 3 digits. Anyways, I've been bitten by another bug, not just the trophy hoard bug, but the nostalgia bug. When I grew up back in the day, I played mostly on PC, and I was a stupid little shit and didn't take care of my toys. So a lot of the old PC game boxes that I used to have, well, they now mostly just exist as loose CDs and various DVD holders and maybe the odd manual that I've managed to keep a hold of. I do have some of the sturdier plastic boxes from later on, but I'm getting old, so everything that was good in my childhood is now extra good now, and that includes big box PC games. And I've decided to start buying them, mostly ones that I had myself. I'm not yet rounding the corner where I'm just going to buy big box PC games because they are inherently cool, which they are, but I want them to also be, something that plays on that nostalgia ticket. So I bought Baldur's Gate 2, Icewind Dale, and Lords of Magic Special Edition, which are all games I owned as a wee youngin' and will be glad to own again. They're right on my shelf right now. It's good stuff. I ultimately want to get Dungeon Keeper 2 and Diablo 2.
I guess his way of determining whether or not I'll get angry about him buying these big box games is he's like, how much did you spend? What's the most you spent on a My Little Pony?
I gotta keep in check. Well, those are her fucking useless space-taking nostalgia purposes, so as long as I can...
Well, that Flutter Pony takes up a lot less space than your big box games.
I want a lot less fucking big boxes than you want ponies.
True.
They do have a Diablo 2 Collector's Edition on eBay.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts. Well, don't fucking give the goddamn game away, Greg. Fuck.
I know the game. I've been talking to Greg for years.
Well, I'm just glad that I don't really give a shit about, like, console games, especially old ones. Because, like, I see the money Greg spends on that shit, and there's no fucking way.
I do my absolute best not to spend top dollar at almost every opportunity.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you're not spending top dollar, the price of entry for that shit is really fucking high. And there's a lot fucking more of them. There's just, I don't know. I really want Diablo 2, Dungeon Keeper. I want them to be complete in box, and I want the boxes to be, more or less still box shaped. I'll tolerate, like, a sticker on them because, let's be honest, I wasn't gonna fucking get any boxes myself that weren't gonna have stickers, so I'm fine with that. They don't need to be pristine. They don't need to be, like, new. They don't need to be in plastic. Not spending that kind of money. I want the box to have basic structural integrity, to be mostly intact. So, and so far I managed to do that. I think the most expensive one I bought was, like, Baldur's Gate 2 at, like, $32, I think it was. So it's not too bad yet, but some of them, like Dungeon Keeper 2, that's going to cost some money, unfortunately. I think the cheapest one at the condition I want so far that I've seen is like $70, and I'm like, I don't know about that, but we'll see. But yeah, they have a Diablo 2 Collector's Edition, which I didn't know was a thing as a kid, and I couldn't afford it even if I fucking knew it was a thing, so whatever. But it has, like...
I didn't know that was a thing either.
It has a bunch of, like, D&D material. Apparently it includes, like, a D&D version of the game that you can play through. Second edition, I would presume, given the time. And, like, some character sheets based on the Diablo 2 characters, and... It sounds right up my fucking alley, but the cheapest version of it I saw on eBay was, like, $500. That is kind of a holy grail type thing, though, man. That would be fucking sweet. But I just bought a house. I can't fucking do that kind of shit right now. So.
Oh wow, it does have like some D&D.
Yeah, doesn't it look fucking cool?
You know, that probably cost like an extra $10 back in the day or something.
Oh yeah. Like all that material, that's nothing for them, but I would love to get my hands on something like that.
Doesn't look like it has that much more than those sheets, though, and a couple of rule books.
Yeah, I think it has like a dice. It's not that much more, but still.
And a couple character sheets.
I love Diablo. I love D&D. That's like an obvious fucking collection.
These people want like $500.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's missing the soundtrack. Oh, and they were numbered. Well, they made at least 45,000 of them, which is quite a fucking bit.
Yeah,
when
that's
you start
actually
numbering things. This one's number 45,652.
God, I wonder how many they actually made. 45,000 is the minimum, yeah. I guess.
All my Tales of Collector's Editions are numbered. What did these go up to? This one's 18,000. Yeah, 45,000 plus is crazy.
Yeah, I think they only made like
10,000.
15,000 of the Divinity 2 Collector's Edition. Oh, you are a thing that needs to be shot.
Some of my rarer SNES games are low print runs, like March of the Black Queen, and I think they made 5,000 of those or something.
Earthbound.
Earthbound, they actually made a decent amount of it, just didn't sell well, and it got torn to pieces when it came out.
Yeah, it was reviewed poorly.
Pocky and Rocky. I didn't review very well. Plus, like, it came with that big old strategy book and had these cards that you could tear out. Lots of people did that. Not many of those strategy books survived that.
Like literally torn up.
Do you actually have one that's
they were meant to be torn out. They're perforated, you know.
Do you actually have one that's in complete condition?
Yep, the cards are not torn out.
Yeah, that shit's worth money.
Yep.
Like, most of these big boxes I'm buying aren't that expensive. I do kind of want Planescape Torment, even though I never owned it at the time, but that one's also kind of on the expensive side.
I would like that.
Yeah, I mean,
even after reviewing that horrible PS4 port of
it's a bad version of the game. I mean, what can you fucking say?
Even after getting the game for free, which, I mean, just look how they massacred our baby. They did it so dirty.
It's
those fuckers.
Easily one of the best stories in gaming. I personally think it is the best story in gaming, but
it's so good.
I'm not gonna. It's fucking amazing. If only they had gameplay to go with it. Oh well. But yeah, there's a few things I'd like to buy, but I've started my big box collection with some of the more obvious ones. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see what Rebecca lets me get away with.
I just don't want to hear you complaining about space when you know we live in a fucking shoebox.
I need more space for my boxes. I already packed away like all my PS4 games. I think I get to.
I was thinking it might be cool to, like, they're selling a shed type thing, that has windows and stuff. So like it's meant for people to be inside.
A she shed.
Essentially, but in the way that I'd like to use it is not a she shed, but like a reading nook. Or we could hook up a fucking AC unit and...
How big is this fucking shed?
A little smaller than your room, I think.
Fuck!
And it's even got like a planter box on it, so you can... Like,
oh, that's why she wants it. Okay. I see your game now.
No, but it would give us a place where we could put all our books.
Absolutely not.
It's sealed and stuff.
I don't trust it.
It's like a little house.
How much does it cost?
I don't know. I haven't stopped at the fucking place.
Wait, what place?
The fucking place that sells it on the street that I drive by.
Oh, there's just like...
On my way to work all the time.
Hey, you're talking about something they sold at like a fucking store or something.
No, it's an actual little fucking shed that's meant for people to be inside of. It's
so somebody just... Someone like crafts these or something?
Yes.
There's no way it's under 10 grand. You know that, right?
It's probably like 5,000. But it would be a way to clear some space out, because we'd be able to put all our books in there and make it a little complete reading place, because the books aren't going to get that fucked up by the heat if they're in there.
If we don't let them, because we have an air conditioner. How would we run that air conditioner out there?
I mean, we wouldn't run the air conditioner.
Alright, this sounds like something you two need to talk about later. You're prolonging things, but Nathan, I got some homework for you.
What's that?
You need to look into a game called We Were Here and see if it's apparently it's a co-op platinum.
I've got that.
That sounds
It was free at some point.
Yeah.
Co-op platinum.
Yeah. Apparently you need somebody to play with you if you want to co-op it.
Are you trying to force me to do a co-op
He
platinum?
wants you to help him get a platinum.
Maybe. Somebody should research it and see if it's worthy, because I'm about to die and then I'll get to work and I will totally forget.
Oh, well, it's $250 right now, so.
Put a note in your phone to remind yourself to look it up.
I can't have my phone at work.
You
fair
can't
enough.
research it when you get home.
You might not remember. I'll fucking
Quit
remind you,
expecting
Greg.
things out of me.
All right, but yeah, I think that'll
I'm doing my
do it for
part.
the podcast, right,
Pointed
Greg?
it out. Yep, and then you have a long, serious conversation about the shed.
I mean, whatever. Just need to find out how much it costs. I don't know. She's the man here. She wants to wear the pants. She can figure out how to get that AC working in there. Because I know I'm going to be the one lifting it, but she can be the one who figures out how to run the cord. So, all right, that'll do it for episode 253 of the 3G podcast. Till next time. See you guys later.
Yep. Later, everybody.
Bye.